Hey, this isn't... too early. Go away. We're actually... I was supposed to play a video first, so... And... G'day, battlers! So, you can come back now, Sosa. You can come back. We had a misfire, but we're all properly here now. Welcome in, everyone, to the Silph Arena Factions World Championships, jumping into the quarter-finals between EU Emperors and Infinity Go White. I'm PvP Steve, and this way, we have the ever-lovely SosaFlo from TeamRocket Academy. How is it going? Technically this afternoon now, Sosa. Oh, okay, sorry, Sosa. Sorry, you were... Sorry, guys. Yeah, I've just seen that. Sosa was muted the whole time. Okay, you are...
We have those...
Where's the Sosa muted emotes?
Where's that emote? Where's my Meowth muted emote? This is why I made this, so that you can hit me with the muted emote whenever you want. Hi, I'm SosaFlo with TeamRocket Academy. Let's recap.
Yeah, sorry, that was entirely my bad. That wasn't Sosa. Sorry, Sosa, you were saying.
Now technical difficulties are good. We're good. It's afternoon technically. Now all the technical difficulties are over. I'm SosaFlo. I am excited to be here. As you can tell, me and Steve are just so amped and happy. These are two great, amazing battling teams that are just ready to take it out. EU Emperors versus Infinity Go White. I've been following up on the teams earlier, so we'll have more of that when we get into it. But Steve, the way we've been handling these, tech difficulties and all that, I mean, these battles are going to be so exciting. Like, nothing can ruin the day. Nothing's going to ruin that day.
Look, I'm seriously looking forward to this because this is this is the factions, we've gone through one season. We've gone through a preseason. We've gone through 3 cycles, and that has brought us up to here. We saw in the first round, in bout 1, the EU Emperors had one of the most stacked matchups of all time. Had to go up against the Elite Four champions. Like, that felt like a grand finals matchup, but they did it right at the start, and they ended up taking it out 12-9 in pretty solid fashion there. Really nice. And also, Infinity Go White actually also won 12-9 against another great faction from the EU, the Snova Tappers. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out. These are definitely some of the best battles in the world. Now, I do want to quickly mention the fact that if you caught yesterday, Go Stadium did do the live stream for the Canadian Shieldon versus Rigoroso's Gaming. I'm not going to spoil the result here, so you can still go and watch that VOD if you'd like to regardless. That's all going to be there. And then, of course, we're doing the stream for EU Emperors versus Infinity Go White now. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. JST, 10 a.m. UTC, we've got Dr. Trotter going to be doing the Japanese All-Stars that no one is still able to pronounce up against the Chicago Stars. Oh, I shouldn't have used the Stars name. That's probably like copyright. And then following on that Wednesday at 7 p.m. ET, 11 p.m. UTC, we've got Pugabola PvP. Is going to be doing Magnus PvP up against Infinity Go Black. Infinity Go, really strong in LATAM, bringing in both Infinity Go teams, and actually all 4 Latin American teams have made it to this stage. But with that said, I'm going to have all of the links to these streams when they go live in the description down below. Definitely stay tuned to like the Silph Arena Twitter, the Silph Arena Discord for when all of that does go out, because that is definitely worth your time for sure. But SosaFlo, first off, I just want to give the rundown about how this stream is going to work. Essentially, we have 7 players versus 7 players in 7 different metas. So it isn't like the regular factions where we see a Great League, Ultra League, Master League, and then 2 and 2. It is going to be 7 unique metas. So not only do we have Great League, Ultra League, Comet, not even regular Ultra League. It is Ultra League Comet, which is another type meta. We'll get to it when we get to it. I'll explain it in a little bit. Actually,
I forgot what comment was. Well, I forgot what comment was.
I actually just lied. Global meta is Ultra League Comet in the World Championships. See, I've got confused already. We've got more difficulties to go through. Great League, Ultra League, and Master League is regular. There are some restrictions that we'll get to when we get to those metas in particular. And then we have one field specialist playing in the Atlantis meta, one field specialist playing in the Dungeon meta, one field specialist playing in the Comet meta, and one field specialist playing in the Cave meta. So it's sort of like a retro throwback to the entire season. We're celebrating the season of factions with this World Championship as we head towards that World Championship. But let us know who you're rooting for in the chat, whether you're rooting for the EU Emperors or Infinity Go White. And I mean, Sosa, do you want to say anything else before we sort of jump into these battles?
Oh, I want to give some team breakdowns because, oh my goodness, if you've been following any of Go Stadium or the EU Emperors, you know they've been dominant as a team in EU since the beginning, since season 1, since we all went back to remote. You've seen these names before. Though Technical rocking an incredible 71 wins for this team. That is huge. Followed up by 2 other 60-win players, or close to, pushing it, Savage Boy and Linadequates. Like, those 3 top guys right there gonna give you sweeps, gonna give you 3-0s. So you know they are tough battlers and they are not easy. A funny thing, their rival, they've only had 1 loss this year in this cycle, and that was to the rival Snover Tappers, who just lost to Infinity Go. And Snover Tappers, this is the first time Snover Tappers got the win. They've battled since cycle 1 and pre-cycle 2, and EU Emperors have whooped them and stomped them, but they lost them this time. So if the EU Emperors can get that Infinity Go, they can feel really good about being on top of their rivals. Backing into Infinity Go, you've got so many amazing names. It's incredible. Like, we're talking players from season 1s that, you know, they're not really great in Silph right now because they've just kind of stepped away, which is fine. It's understandable. Once you go to remote, it's not the same. But you've got battlers like Vani and Jorginho who have 60+ wins together. Like, this is an incredible core lineup. You brought in a couple of ringers in Lemon Lime and Ace Leader Sky, who they've come in and been a very dominant and helpful team process to the core. Then you've got the new additions to Only One and Swagron, who are definitely new to this cycle, only battled in 8 matches, and they've been able to keep Infinity Go and actually get them. They had cycle 3 and 2 were a little rough for them, but this cycle, definitely with those additions, showed up, gave a prominent reason why they were the top in their region, and only had 1 loss to Rigoroso, who just lost. So again, if they could, I don't know. No, I don't know what Rigoroso was. Rigoroso, they had 2 different, there's 2 different Rigorosos, just like there's 2 Infinity Goes.
We'll keep it hush-hush, Sosa. We'll keep it hush.
Red? Wait. But which one's playing in this one? Red or gold?
Because the one that was playing in the World Championships was just Rigoroso's gaming. I don't think they had a color tacked onto the end.
Okay, so I don't think there's a color, but the color of their Groudon is either red or gold.
It's red.
Like that, the shiny Groudon or not. It's the red one. That's the one Infinity Go lost to. And they are in the same section. So Latin America's looking really strong with the top teams that end up beating each other, and they might want to see each other at the end there. You also have Infinity going this round, and I know I'm going to take a stab at the Japanese name before we go straight to these battles, because I think I could get this. I know I'm terrible with names.
Go for it.
But Oja Majo Puremi could be what the name is. Oja Majo Puremi. So I want to take a stab at that because I'm just terrible with names, but I love pronunciations. But in this matchup, EU Emperors top in their region, Infinity Go White top in the region, only 1 loss. They're back in this. So this would be the second loss handed to eliminate them all. We've got top battlers here. I mean, when you used to watch season 1 and 2 and saw names like The Nut and Though Technical thrown around, you were always sitting there going, I wonder how they'd play against Vani, because it wasn't like remote yet. You weren't able to see it. Or It's Jorginho. Like, or when Ace Leader Sky would come in, if they all got the, like, This is what these matchups are. You got battlers like Lunatiquince that has surged up and have been such a dominant name. I'm so excited to see these matchups. Like, I'm just foaming. I could go on and on, Steve. You gotta stop me, or we could just keep naming. I can just keep naming names. Yeah,
I'll put him back on mute. Okay. So with that said, thank you, Sosa, for giving us the lore of the teams as we head into this.
Great.
Now, again, we've got 7 matchups to go, and we're actually going to be watching them in the order they were played. So we're not going to be going like just down the list. We're going to go in order, bring you along with the hype. So first up, we are going to be jumping in to the Master League. Now, in the Master League, we're going to be seeing Savage Boy 77777. I like a name with a good 7. What can I say? Up against Swaggeron 333 YT. Now, this is a format where we actually have teams of 8. So we can see the full teams of 8 on either side of us. And they were able to ban 2 before each battle. Now, the one extra restriction in the Master League is that they were only able to bring 3 legendaries or mythicals that we have up the top here. So the top 3 are the restriction picks, and then everything else was allowed. Now, Savage Boy brought in the Dialga, brought in the Palkia, the Diamond Pearl duo, as well as the Kyogre, Garchomp, Gyarados, Shadow Mamoswine. That's what that purple's indicating there. Whatever the new flower Pokemon, Florgus something?
Is that the Flabellala?
Yeah, the Flabebe evolution.
Awesome. Yes. This is great. Love seeing new Pokemon popping up.
We'll just have to figure out what it can do. And then also Machamp. And then Swaggeron's brought in the Dialga, the Mewtwo, the Melmetal, the Excadrill, the Gyarados, Snorlax, and the Walrein, and the Machamp. But as I said before, they did get to ban 2 Pokemon each. And with that, we've removed 2 legendaries from Swagwan, the Dialga and the Mewtwo, and unfortunately we have lost the Flabebe evolution as well as Machamp from Savage Boy. So I'm sorry, Sosa, but we are not going to get to see what it can do today. We're instead just going to have to live to another day. We'll get
Not going to ruin my time. Not going to ruin my time.
Greg in chat commenting on the level 50 Florgus as well. But yeah, regardless, I think with that said, I think we're ready to jump into the very first battle. So with that said, we've got both perspectives. We're going to be jumping in here, taking a look. Sosa, take it away. Let's get this started.
So we go right Garchomp into Melmetal. This isn't good unless Garchomp is rocking that Dragon Tail. Immediate swaps out Dragon into Flying. But now we got Dragon Breath into the Palkia. So that was quick. It's really great. Gyarados is not a dragon type, so the dragon moves won't hurt it that much, but the Dragon Breath is super effective against these dragon Pokemon. So if there's a defense debuff, there is. These Dragon Breaths are going to chunk away at this Palkia, Steve.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Now, this is not great. Aqua Tail, even though it isn't going to do heaps of damage because Gyarados does have that water typing, Gyarados is getting pretty low, and on top of the fast moves, I think that would have been enough to take it out. So Swaggeron having to shield there and then farming the Palkia down has a lot of energy here, ready to throw it whatever comes in. I think neither Pokemon really wants to be in this matchup. Interesting bringing in the Garchomp, because obviously Gyarados does have that Aqua Tail that would be super effective. Actually going for the Crunch though, potentially trying to get that shield and the defense debuff, actually lets it go. And we do not see the defense debuff this time, unfortunately. So I guess Garchomp is going to be up against one of these two, and it's going to be Walrein.
Yeah, right? Like, you brought it in perfectly. Walrein has been so great since it's got the Community Day moves. It's great against Dragon, great against Grass typing here. So, boom. Oh, doesn't give the shield. So there's still 2 shields on Savage Boy, 1 shield on Swaggeron, but that Gyarados did exactly what it needed to do, its job. Now, going for the broke and going deep on the Earthquake, yeah, there comes a shield that would have been good for a no shield there, but it's great. He's forcing the final shield from his opponent, or from the opponent. Now the Walrein is out, and the Melmetal is in. What is Melmetal rocking? Is it Rock Slide and Superpower, or will it be rocking something else? The Surf can take it. It can take it. It is the Rock Power Super Slide. Super Power Rock Slide. Rock Power Super Slide. That'd be a great move. Super Slide. Rock Slide will come in. Will he get the shield? This could take the Kyogre into the yellow.
Yeah, this is not looking awesome. This Kyogre is going to get another Surf off. There is still a shield on both sides, so going to burn the shield here. then is going to be able to farm up a little bit of extra energy on this Melmetal, assuming he didn't tap the charge move. I don't think he did. No, so able to farm up some extra energy. Oh, we see a swap into the Garchomp here, throwing the superpower to try and get rid of this thing. Savage Boy does still have a shield, going to let it go. So going to bring the Kyogre back in. And I guess now there is a defense debuff to Melmetal. The switch time isn't quite up. I think that Swaggeron has thrown the superpower there to let that switch timer go up a little bit more, getting this last shield out of Kyogre. We could see a swap into Walrein here. Going to try and get to an Icicle Spear. Not going to be able to do that though. Oh, is just not going to be able to. And yeah, then we have this Surf that unfortunately is going to spell GG's for Swaggeron in this first round, which means the EU Emperors is taking that first point. Just to get that, get the one on the board.
That was well played there, realizing to throw the superpower to swap it out to get the debuff off of it. That Gyarados was huge in that matchup, and it looked like it was very much in Swaggeron's favor when he had the Walrein matched up with the Garchomp, but it didn't look like he was keeping it in there, and good on Savage Boy to keep the energy, put it off to the side, and match it up properly at the end and make sure to get. I think Swaggeron still had a shield at the end there. I think he was holding on to those shields a little too much. I think he had one more shield there, or he got, like, it was still, like, really not. Yeah, Savage Boy used the last shield on the Kyogre and then got the Surf off. But, yeah, I like the moves. I think that's a great core that he brought out. The Gyarados, Walrein, and Melmetal. I think he just got an unfortunate lead there. So we'll have to see how he adjusts. And then Savage Boy, if he's going to adjust to the adjustment, or will he just, you think he's just going to go triple dragon, or is he going to do another ABB line?
Look, I don't think you go triple dragon where there's a threat of a Walrein coming out. To be completely honest, I'm not a huge fan of Walrein against Savage Boy's lineup. I do get it because obviously the dragon pressure is definitely there, and being able to ban that Machamp really helps Walrein out by sort of removing that hard counter. But you know, we saw that charge up for so long, get to that Earthquake, and just have it get shielded can be pretty devastating for Walrein. It really wasn't able to do much in that matchup. Maybe you are right, and if in a better lineup scenario, it might be able to do a little bit better. But I think the only way to see how these players are going to adjust, we're just the lowly casters here. The two World Championship competitors here are the ones who know what they're doing. So we'll jump into game 2. Take it away, Sosa.
Well, looks like the same leads again, and it is unfortunate. Immediate swaps out back into the Gyarados, immediate into the Palkia again. Are we sure this isn't the same matchup, Steve?
Look,
so the Dragon Breath again. Here comes the crunch. No shield this time. Will he get the debuff off the Palkia? Boom, there goes the bite, and no debuff. Now, last time he shielded this Gyarados against the Aqua Tail. Will he shield it again and keep it healthy? He will shield it again. That's interesting. So he really values that Dragon Breath. It really seems like he's valuing the Dragon Breath. He's going to farm it down. Oh, not in time.
That's really unfortunate for Swaggeron there. Was really hoping that wouldn't come through. Has to eat an Aqua Tail regardless. So he's fairly low on health now. Does still have that energy to throw. Both Garchomp and Kyogre are going to be able to handle it pretty easily, but Gyarados is able to get that clutch crunch off just before going down. I think Swaggeron must be pretty happy about that regardless. And no shield. Do we get the debuff? No debuff, unfortunately.
No debuff. So again, we're going to get the ice onto the ground and immediate swaps into the Kyogre, and we get this matchup back. And oh my goodness, this is not what you want if you're Swaggeron. You don't want to see that Kyogre in the back ever. But if you had Thunderbolt, if that's even a thing on Melmetal, like, great, you're looking really good. But most Melmetals are rocking Superpower Rock Slide. It's great throughout the Master meta. I'm not a Master Cup specialist, so I'm just a lowly guy who knows what simple moves the simple Pokemon have. He gets the shield. Swaggeron, it looks like he got 2 extra taps in there before the waterfall comes through. So he got built up a little bit of extra energy. Maybe he shields this Surf. It'll take him to the red, Steve. But, yeah, it doesn't seem like he's going to. It seems like he's going straight for it, but double Surf coming through.
Yeah, at this point, you could go either way in shielding and not shielding. Swaggeron is deciding to shield up, keep that moment alive. He wants to keep this charge move pressure that it's able to spam out. Going for one more rock slide. It's not going to take out Koga at this range, so Savage Boy doesn't have to shield. Decides not to, and then he's going to swap out. We saw a double swap into the Walrein versus Garchomp. This is looking really nice for Swaggeron here. There is still that shield on Savage Boy, so he's able to burn it here. Is going to be able to get to a charge move before Walrein can get to another Icicle Spear. So we just have to see how this does play out. It looks like we are going for the Outrage.
Does the Outrage KO here, Steve?
I'll be honest. I don't know. This is new
territory
for me.
Oh, 1 or 2 powder snows, and he's at the bow.
Oh no!
Oh, so close.
Oh, that is the second time that Swaggeron has been just on the precipice of getting that charge move and just has to watch all of the energy just drain away. Swaggeron ended the recording early, shot it out of there, and Savage Boy does take that one out. And pushes this up to 2-0. But Sosa, this is Silph Arena Factions. This is not a case where you win 2-1, you're just as good as a 3-0. Every point matters because it is essentially a first to 11 system here. So whoever gets to 11 first is the one that has taken the majority of the points and is the one that is going to be going ahead to the Silph Arena World Championship Factions semi-finals. So really, a 3-0 could put the EU Emperors really far ahead because that's a long way to catch up. So the EU Emperors are really going to push for that 3-0, whereas Infinity Go White is really going to try to push for that for the point, so that they're only 1 point behind as we go into the next meta. But I mean, Sosa, do you see any team changes that might be going on as we head into this next game, or do you think that it's going to play out pretty similarly? Because I mean, we almost saw it play out it did the exact same way at the start there, at least.
Get rid of Melmetal and put in Snorlax. That's my only suggestion. Put in Snorlax. If you keep getting this lead and you want to do it, Snorlax is such a great save swap in this tournament with same kind of moveset, only Body Slam gets there a little faster, and you don't have to really have superpower on Snorlax. You can have Earthquake. You can have, I think it has... No, I don't think it has a dragon move. That would be crazy.
No, it does.
Maybe in the video game it did. It has a dragon move, right? Like and once again, we're playing factions, right? And if you know your meta is just riddled with dragons, right? And you've got ice, and no one would expect the Snorlax to be rocking it, right? Why wouldn't you just kind of mix it up, spice it up, especially in a situation like this? Again, you were talking about getting a point. It's always good to get your team a point. If Swaggeron can just make the adjustment and get his team a point, he can still feel good that this was not a loss, but a great matchup and where his team is still in it. Like you said, a 3-0 from Savage Boy, who's got almost 60 wins already, to then you've got Though Technical in the back, and you've got Lunatic as well. Like, the top battlers there, tough battlers there in the Factions Cup. Got to get your team points so that it doesn't all right on them to try to 3-0 one of those guys. Like, because you're not going to 3-0. You know, I don't expect so many 3-0s, if any, come out, but you don't want to put all of this pressure on your team. So getting a point, Swaggeron, making the adjustment. Now, will Savage Boy make the adjustment too, or will he bring out that Garchomp lead? We're going to have to find out, right?
Yeah, and good point, Steve? From... We're going to have to find out. And, oh my gosh.
It is a Snorlax! What do you do? What do you know?
Wow.
Body slams are going to be huge.
Yeah, Body Slam spam.
Yeah, Body Slam superpower. Like, you get it. It's so much better than Rock Slide. Like, Snorlax is such a beast. If you have one, build it for Ultra and Master. The Snorlax can take it. And the beauty about it, too, it's so thick that it can just eat up that clock, which is what most of these battlers love doing, switching out. Now, if you see, Steve, there's 2 dragons in the back. So we're still getting the ABB lineup from Savage Boy. Water and then 2 dragons. But he is now in a not so nice scenario where Gyarados and Walrein are sitting there with whatever extra energy they can come in and do the extra damage to. It's not going to be anything easy for Savage Boy here to sweep. So Swaggeron putting on that pressure. Look at that. I don't think Melmetal got that Kyogre that low in either match, any battles prior. So he's no shield used. In comes the Gyarados. Beauty. In comes a swapped in Palkia. I like this move.
This is
Gets the
actually
Aqua Tail.
really unfortunate for Savage Boy, who swapped into the dragon that has that water typing, which would actually do a little bit better against the Walrein, as opposed to Garchomp, who is now just waiting in the back to get Walreined a little bit later. This is looking really good for Swaggeron on the whole, but we'll just have to see how it does play out. No shielding the Palkia, that is actually a good play for Savage Boy. Maybe just trying to lean... Oh no! He didn't get the Aqua Tail off. That is really unfortunate. Gyarados still would have survived, but that is a fair amount of health that he now has to take care of with a Kyogre, who is not doing super effective damage, and a Garchomp, who is not doing super effective damage. So this is not looking awesome. And already a crunch coming through. Savage Boy luckily does still have the 2 shields, so can burn one here. Is calling the crunch. Wow, what a call.
Wow, that is a great call. Knows the wall rings in the back. Hoping for the debuff Swaggeron was, but it's not going to do it. In comes the Earthquake. Will we get the shield here? It'll take the wall ring into the yellow. No. Oh, sorry. It's not an Earthquake. Sand Tomb. My mistake. Now, here's the thing. That's a beauty. It got the defense fall. Now that waterfall's doing extra chunk damage. Savage Boy is just trying to do whatever he can. Can burn a shield. Keeping these waterfalls alive to do extra damage, to burn the energy from the wall rain that is trying to build up. He can't burn this second shield, so now the wall rain is dry. Beautiful job on Swaggeron to understand that he had to throw the energy and couldn't take another serve, or else those dragon tails will just chunk it out. He's set to shield this. Who had the other Is there another Pokemon in the back, right?
For Savage Boy.
Yes,
it's
there is
going to
the
be a
Gyarados.
farm down.
Swaggeron's got Gyarados in the back. And yes, as we were talking about, it's about the lead, Steve. And the lead was Snorlax this time, and it saved the day. Swaggeron gets one back for his team. As we were talking about it, that is huge. He doesn't feel like this is a hard loss. He got one back. So if you're ending up at a, 10-11, that 11th point for Infinity could be that Swaggeron Rin. So that is a great mindset to have. What a great adjustment there for him to take on and be able to match up Savage Boy, because that ABB lineup was real harsh.
Yeah.
Real harsh.
No, really well played from both opponents, and I really did like that swap to Snorlax at the end, taking SosaFlo's advice, of course. And a Shady Equation did mention in the chat as well that it probably would have been good for Swaggeron if the moveset was swapped over to Thunderbolt, potentially instead of that Rock Slide, because in factions, you are able to adjust the moveset once you see teams. So once you've locked in, you go, okay, these are my 8. You can change the movesets. You can't change it mid-battle, of course. You can't go game 1 and then go, oh, Thunderbolt would be good, and then TM, but you can TM before you start battling. So I think that certainly against this lineup, that Thunderbolt might have been nice to have, but unfortunately that is the way it goes. But Swaggeron still is getting that 1 point regardless. But that means that we're going to be jumping into number 2, which is going to be, and again, we're playing this in the order they were played, which is going to be, now, I'm going to struggle to say this name, Elephant Flash, maybe? I think that might be close.
Elephant Flash.
Up against It's Jorginho 0. Oh, it's
Jorginho. It's Jorginho, my friend.
Jorginho.
It's Jorginho. It's Jorginho.
Right.
Trust me, Jolt gave me a good talking to about how to pronounce this name properly when I slaughtered it as well. He goes, it's Jorginho, my friend. We were all. I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I'm glad you.
So we got the 8. What is
yes? So
what is the comment meta, Steve?
No, this is actually the dungeon field meta. So what
meta?
The dungeon meta is it only allows typings of bug, dragon, poison, steel, and water. And then there's some bans as well. So Shadows are banned, Azumarill's banned, Galarian Sunfist, Skarmory, Altaria, Bastiodon, and then also Salandit and Salazzle were banned last minute when they were just released to the meta as well. So something to be aware of, that they just weren't allowed here. But we have some very, very similar teams that these two have built for this meta. We are seeing 2 Como-Os, 2 Swampets, 2 Escavaliers. We've got a Dragalga and a Steelix. Then we've got a Heracross and a Roserade. Then we've got 2 Jellicents, 2 Registeels, and 2 Walreins at the bottom. So Walrein coming in for a second meta in a row. But these are some very similar teams. So there's very small differences, right? Like Steelix has access to that Dragon Tail, which would be scary for the Dragalge, but Dragalge has the Aqua Tail to fight back. Roserade really has that Fire Weather Ball that can come out really fast, hurt the Heracross, but Heracross has moves it can throw back against Roserade as well. So there's this counterplay even in the only 2 Pokemon that are different I mean, so before I click the ban
If
button,
they
is there
ban,
anything that...
if they ban their two different spice Pokemon, and we just see the same lines of 6, I'm gonna die laughing. I think that'd be so great. You're absolutely right. I mean, the Steelix is almost like a Dragalge. They both rock in the Dragon Tail, and then you've got another counter user on top of another counter user on top of a spammy poison typing. Now, there's no poison typing, as you see on Flash is line, so that might be the big sell there to It's Horhino, and that might get banned. The Roserade might get banned because it's got a lot of spam. It's got that poison pressure, and if it's rocking that Leaf Storm, can just put into check the Swampert, the Jellicent, Dragalge, Swalrain, and not for nothing, it could hurt that Registeel just as much. So I'm expecting the Roserade ban against this team, Steve. But let's see what the bans are.
See if he's right.
What are you thinking?
No Roserade banned. Interestingly, actually, It's Horhino has only taken out one counter user. They've taken out the Escavalier and left the Heracross alone, which is interesting. And then also banned the Walrein. They've actually both banned each other's Walreins. They do not want to see Walrein against this team, and seeing as they've got pretty much the same team, I think they're both scared of the same things. And then
they're all loving Hakamo'o.
Komo.
Como.
But then also Jellicent's been banned from It's Horhino's side. So I guess wanted to keep the Registeel around a little bit more, potentially. I mean, I don't think the Registeel is going to come out, to be honest, against this lineup. There's a lot of things that are threats for it. I actually don't see Registeel coming out on either side, to be completely honest. What are you feeling, Sosa?
It seems like it's bench pressure to draw out the Escavalier, the counter users. But then again, I have not seen Komo'o in this meta because this Pokemon just came out. This is a dragon Pokemon with access to fighting moves like Steve. That is huge, right? You're breaking up cores now. You're breaking up Altaria and Registeel cores in the Great League. You're playing with so much fire there. And I believe that's why both of them banned their Walreins, because with this new Pokemon, a lot of things are put into check. You don't only just have one dragon to worry about on It's Horhino's team. You've got to worry about that Dragon Tail too. So I see on that Steelix. So I'm kind of seeing maybe an ABB line coming from It's Horhino, which would give it a lot of great pressure, which would draw out maybe a counter, maybe the Heracross, or making Elef definitely bring out the Heracross, or the Hakamo'o, Komo'o over the Dragalge. So I think that it's Horhino's team's definitely asking for a fighter now.
Just before we jump into it, one quick correction that chat has absolutely jumped on you for, Sosa.
Come on, chat.
That Pokemon right there, you did mention there were no poisons on this side of the thingy.
My goodness. I apologize. That's right. Because there's no, you know what? You are absolutely right, chat. It is a poison typing, but the movesets on this Pokemon are Aqua Tail and Outrage. I don't really see Gunk Shot or any Sludge Bomb coming through. If he's got it, if Elef is running Gunk Shot, right? It's Gunk Shot or Sludge Bomb? Shot. Like, if it's Gunk Shot, right? Bravo. And I hope, Steve, we get to see that. Let's get into those battles so we get to see that. But yes, there is the poison typing right there on Dragalge, and it has it. But we're gonna have to see. And you can see Dragalge being used more as a dark typing or dragon typing. So if he's got that poison, Steve, I'm all about it. Like, I'm so excited. And thank you, chat, for reminding me that Dragalge, who I haven't never seen throwing a Gunk Shot, has access to Gunk Shot.
But with that said, we'll jump into this very first
Let's do
battle.
it.
Take a look at what we're seeing here, and we're seeing the mirror match of the mirror teams. It is Komo'o versus Komo'o. Dragon tails being thrown both ways. I think that I know that it's looking slightly maybe desynced or whatnot. These videos might be slightly out of sync. I'm not too sure. Blame me for any video desync issues. But regardless, we're seeing that first Dragon Claw get shielded. There's going to be some Discord pop-ups on this side of the screen. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Just, faction members being in the call and whatnot. But we're getting that other Dragon Tail coming through. And actually, we're seeing no shield from It's Horhino. Going to let it go. And I guess you can kind of bring in either Pokemon here to try and get a bit of farm. But Elef is going to swap into the Heracross, who is going to be doing neutral counter damage to a Escavalier, whereas Escavalier is going to be doing resisted damage, I think. But he's running the Aerial Ace, which is a really nice move to have in this meta in particular. Gets the shield, though. I don't know how you predict that. I guess you just look into
How
the
do you predict that? How do you predict that? Steve, that's the craziest prediction. First off, great for Itorhino to understand the meta and understand what Pokemon is needed and the movesets that are needed. Now going to throw the Aerial Ace again because all the movesets all the shields are off this Heracross. So now you've got counter, you've got Swampert. Both players are rocking Swampert. You see that tapping. Itorhino knows Swampert. Swampert is so good. If you did not get a great Swampert during this community day, build it immediately. Swampert is so good in all the metas that it's allowed in. Having access to Earthquake and to a poison type in Sludge Wave. Swampert with those Hydro Cannons put on that pressure. First shield coming through. Bam, it's Itorhino. And now he can put on the pressure and go straight for that Earthquake to really hurt the Swampert. Oh, what a catch! Wow. Not on the Earthquake. Wow. Itorhino predicted a catch, Steve. He predicted a catch, and he's like, I'm going to Hydro Cannon you and then go for the Earthquake. Look at that. Earthquake will not take out Itorhino's Swampert, but it will put the Elf into the deep red or knock it out right there. My mistake. It K'd out. It KO. Sorry, I was switched. I was like, Itorhino's Swampert could still stay alive with like 2 health and get the Earthquake off just fine. But absolutely, Itorhino played that beautifully. Got the Dragon Claw off right off the bat, forced that shield, then allowed the Kommo-o to go out and bring in the Pokemon, which didn't have a switch lock into it and farm it up. Brought in the moveset that the meta was asking for on the Escavalier. And let me tell you something. This entire season 4, you know how like you've noticed like in season 3, it was like Hypno was the Pokemon that everybody had. It was like always relevant. Escavalier, man. Itorhino did so good at banning the Escavalier because Escavalier has just been so prominent in every single Silph meta, whether it's factions or just the regular tournaments. And putting Aerial Ace on that was so smart on Itorhino right there.
Yeah, it's done really well, but and I have a feeling the Escavalier is going to be coming out again because it did do really well. It's got some really nice coverage for LF's team. I did mention that there was actually a little bit of desync, but yeah, as the new rules are, if you see that desync at the start, you have to quit right away before you see any charge moves, any swaps, to be able to dispute it, to do a rematch. But with that said, we'll jump into game number 2. Now, the score is all tied up 2-2.
At 2.
And, we've seen one Kommo-o leave, one Kommo-o come in.
You actually said that you wouldn't see Registeel, and here he is leading it off. And we're talking about this, right? It's got close combat here, which will debuff the Kommo-o, which will be interesting. So we will get the shield. Now it'll force either the swap. We'll find out where the head is at from Elif, which is great on Itorhino because now he can make moves and figure out how he wants to play. Going to throw the Zap Cannon and then probably dip here, forcing a shield, and he's staying in it. Gets a little energy, brings in the Swampert. Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the tough thing between Kommo-o and Hakumo-o. Hakumo-o, the second evolution, has Brick Break, and I've seen people rocking it. Kommo-o has close combat, which debuffs you. So as a lead Pokemon, if you're throwing that first, right, you're either hoping for the bait or you're putting yourself in an RPS situation. Another close combat. Elif just close combating everybody today.
Full close combat team soon. Unfortunately, Swampert does not learn close combat, but at this point, you've got to bring in Kommo-o. You cannot bring Registeel back in here. Does get a last-minute charge move off here. I don't think that Itorhino needs to shield. Can just let this come through. Does actually shield. To be completely fair, that might be the correct play. I wouldn't trust me on that one, but Heracross
That's a rock move on Dragon, my friend. Rock on Dragon. You don't want to see that.
Oh, we're seeing the Kommo-o mirror.
On Kommo-o. Yeah. Now there is a shield on Elif, so this is good. Force the shield, right? Right? We're going to force that shield?
No. Not shielding.
Dragon Claw takes it out.
This is really nice. No. This is really nice. Leaving it for knowing that Registeel is just waiting in the back, leaving this Swampert. I think that you maybe shield. Oh no, you let the Dragon Claw come through, throw a Hydro Cannon, take this out, and then you try and take out the Registeel in the back. Registeel actually coming in, maybe trying to catch a Hydro Cannon, maybe just trying to make sure that Swampert can't farm up too much energy before the Registeel does come out. We are going to see the Earthquake popping straight off. There are no shields left, which means this Registeel is getting ouchied out of there. And here comes that Como-O. Already has a Hydro Cannon there, but charges up to the Earthquake.
Throw the Hydro Cannon!
Is this this is BM. BM, bad manners coming out here. LF throwing the Earthquake to take out Como-O, which does put this set into a 1-1 situation, but does mean that overall in the teams, it does push us up to a 3-2 as soon as someone updates that score. There we go.
Steve, I'm not going to lie to you. You are absolutely right, my friend. People, if you're not listening to Steve's predictions and discussions on metas, you're missing out because there was no reason to bring in Registeel. None. You got counters. You saw Swamperts. Like, there is no reason. On top of that, you got Hakama or Como-O's throwing moves. Like, Registeel is just going to use up your resources. It sounded great, right? You got a great lead there. You had the great swap with the close combat, put yourself in a great position. But, man, there's counter and think of it as an ABB line. Only everything in that ABB line beat Registeel. Like everything in this lineup that LF has beats Registeel. So I doubt we'll see Registeel coming back. Maybe, just maybe, we will get Bullet Seed, Roserade coming out to build up all the energy, right? You got Fire to hang on with the Heracross. You got Leaf Storms or Grass Knots to knock out that Swampert. Maybe, but I expect to see the Escavalier coming back for sure, which did not pop off in that last matchup. I don't believe we saw the Escavalier. No, we saw Swampert, Como, and Registeel, but no Escavalier. So I'm really intrigued by that move.
Okay, I'm making the big prediction here. Give us double Como-O, give us double Swampert.
Okay. There it is. Predictions in. And it's Heracross onto Escavalier.
Oh, look at the back lineup. It's double Swampert. It's double Como-O. We're going straight into it. The big prediction game coming out here. Thank you, everyone. But regardless, jumping into the battles, Como-O getting a Hydro Cannon potentially to the face here is gonna shield up there. Shield. Not a BM this time. No Earthquakes being thrown. Your Hydro Cannons will do just fine. Gonna get this Dragon Claw, which would KO the Swampert from this range. So its Horhino needs to shield if they want to keep Swampert around, which they do. Wants to get another charge move off. Wants to put this pressure back onto Como-O. Almost at 2 Hydro Cannons as well. So you're gonna get 1 shield, and then almost straight away, potentially gonna farm back up to the Earthquake to throw because Hydro Cannon would be resisted.
Does he get that Dragon Claw? Oh.
Just going to go for the Hydro Cannon. I don't think
will this KO? I don't know. I don't know. We're going to learn together.
Nah. It doesn't do much. It is resisted by that Dragon typing. Going to be able to Dragon Tail down there. Has some energy, which is a little bit scary for its Horhino, but its Horhino is holding on to 1 shield to LF's 0 shield, so not in the worst spot. This Dragon Claw not going to do too much damage and would be resisting neutral close combat regardless. So going to let that go. In comes the Swampert. This isn't awesome for a Escavalier.
Oh, tried to make the catch and makes the catch.
Nice.
What a great catch. It's Horhino makes the catch, has the drill run ready to go for just in case this Hakama or Como can't handle the damage, has energy ready, has the aerial aces for the Heracross in the back. So he's going to take another one. This should bring the Como into the yellow. And you know what, Steve? I'm really liking Dragon Tail against this Swampert. Talking about how great this new Pokemon is. Look at how it's just crippling these Swamperts, forcing shields just on Dragon Claws alone. No shield coming through, under tap. Still won't farm down the Swampert. There's a Como-O and a Heracross in the back. I believe the Heracross comes out just to get that extra shield, just to get that extra damage, or extra energy. But I don't think it can do it before us. Ooh, it can. I thought we can get to another Dragon Claw. Couldn't get to it. The Aerial Ace. Not before the Rock Blast comes in.
So he's going to get the shield off of its Horhino, that very last shield. We've seen that move tapped. No refund, so he's going to be throwing it here. He's just going to throw this thing to try and take it out, and then going to try and go Escavalier versus Como-O in the back to get that last point in the matchup. almost at a Dragon Tail. Wouldn't be enough. Going for the close combat, but he's not able to throw the close combat before Escavalier takes it out. Oh my gosh.
Steve, first off, Aerial Ace actually mattered in a tournament, like took out a Pokemon, right? Like I'm still breathing on that. We were down to the wire as you were calling it. That damage, right? A Dragon Claw wouldn't have done it, had to go for the close combat and couldn't get it in time. Escavalier, man, so thick, so good. It's Horhino. It didn't look like it was in It's Horhino's face. It looked like it was all going to ride on the Escavalier, and he made it work. And Escavalier is so strong. Having that Aerial Ace again, that was so smart to adjust the Pokemon into the meta. So well done by It's Horhino to get the Aerial and to give his team, give him a 2-1 in this matchup and to tie it back up. Like we were saying, it was great that Swaggeron got the point for his team. So now if It's Horhino gets a 2-1, he can tie it up. And now it's still, again, not on anybody to just carry a 3-0 against some other top tier battlers. So great matches from this Kommo-o. Steve, were you taking notes on Kommo-o? Like, this is pretty good Pokemon. I really like that Kommo-o right there.
As soon as I get the candy, I swear I'm going to build it right away. But that is a bit of an
I've been walking a Hakamo since the week they came out, and I still need like 76 more regular candies for it. I'm like, oh, come on. But it's I'm so excited. I'm so excited. The dragon fighting, it's so great to see it, especially in an old meta like Dungeon that we had. Dungeon was cycle 3. Was that was this cycle? Dungeon and Cave was this cycle.
Yeah, and I'm so sorry, Horhino. I have actually done a typo in your name. I'm very sorry. That's entirely my bad. I'm ashamed. I'm an awful human being. Please spam this video with dislikes because I definitely do deserve it. I very much apologize. But yeah, they were some really great games regardless, and it was really fun to see. But and keeping it all tied up. But we're going to be jumping into the third. Again, we're doing it in the order they were played, and the third battle is going to be jumping into the Open Great League with Scaffo99 up against Ace Leader Sky 04. Now, Sosa, I think you might know this guy.
Scaffa099? Yeah, man. He sounds like... No, I'm just kidding. I actually don't know. He's new to the team. I'm excited to see him because he's on EU Emperors. He did them so great all season. Joined the team this cycle. 8 matches so far. 13 wins. Like, what a great, addition to the team. But Ace Leader Sky, I got his name right here, right underneath Lim on Lime. Part of the LA squads, but... This man, I have not seen this man play Pokemon since the Indigo PvP, so I'm excited to see a tournament from him. Smart battler, all the way back from Boulder Cup, has been such a great asset to the community, to LA community. During TeamRocket, hit the NoHo group. I was like, don't forget to TM Frustration awaited this week, guys. Like, always great. And for Open Great League, like, I believe this is where he could he shines. He was part of the Team USA World Cup for the Gym Breakers World Cup way back when it was like the Elite Four and him and Ramberto. So if you're looking at these teams, like, you want to break these teams down? I can't get into these teams because these are very Ace Leader Sky team. But yeah,
there's a lot of unique Pokemon all over the place. So Scaffo has brought in the Lickitung, Registeel, Scrafty, Azumarill, Talonflame, Diggersby, Medicham, Walrein. Whereas over on Ace Leader Sky's side, we've got the Vigoroth, the Registeel, the Shadow Nidoqueen, the Azumarill, Talonflame, Skarmory, Galarian Stunfisk, and Umbreon. And if you people in chat have been paying attention to the regionals, the Liverpool regionals, you will know that this Shadow Nidoqueen was on 3 out of the 4 top teams and is a really strong Pokemon in this Open Great League. So to be completely honest, I'm expecting it to be banned just because it is such an annoying Pokemon to have to face. You only have to be able to count to 5 and you can become a good battler on the spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Poison Fang, throw them all the time. So other than that, there is really a lot of variety that I am liking. We're seeing, we are seeing 2 Azumarils. We're seeing 2 Talonflames. We are getting Walrein for the 3rd meta in a row over on Scaffo's side. Walrein really showing its mettle in shaping all 3 leagues as we go into this one, but also seeing some differences in the fighters. So we're seeing a Scrafty and a Medicham on Scaffo's side, and on Ace Leader Sky we are just bringing in that Vigoroth and Scrafty, both weak to that counter damage. Scrafty a little bit. Oh no, Scrafty's actually only neutral because of the fighting typing. But yeah, Metacham would be really strong there. So on the other side, I'm actually expecting Metacham to be banned. But what do you sort of do? Do you want to see the ban, Sosa?
I want to call a ban. I think Metacham will be banned by Ace. One, it's his favorite Pokemon. Like, he knows how to play it. Like, I think he either bans that or he's gonna ban some of this tankiness, because there's a lot of tanky on Scaffs that's really weak to counter. So I think he could work around this Metacham because he's got 2 flyers where Scaff only has 1 flyer, but it's not a real hard flyer. Like Skarmory, we never but people still sleep on Skarmory and forget that it's one of the best flyers out there if you're not dealing with an Altaria. But it is something to be afraid of. So I want to say that Metacham comes through, but I feel like Ace might ban it just for the fact and be able to bring in that Skarmory. I think you're right. I think Nidoqueen does get banned, but I think the Vigoroth actually plays a lot more into it than we all are going to take advantage, think about. But I'm going to say Metacham, and Nidoqueen. Yeah.
Ooh, we see Metacham banned, we see Shadow Nidoqueen banned, and we're also seeing the Diggersby and the Talonflame banned. But now, this is going to be a little bit funky. We're going to be jumping into game 1 here. My videos, this one in particular, was a little bit off. So I'm going to have to hit play on one and then play on the other one and hope that we do okay. So chat in advance, I'm sorry if it's not okay. We're going to see how we go. We're going to go...
Let's do it.
I forgot that I'm actually going to have to hit 2 buttons because I put it on studio mode. Okay.
I actually, with these bans, I think Ace will bring in the Vigoroth and the Skarmory, and I think that Scaff is kind of maybe put himself pressured to absolutely bring in Talonflame to everything now. I think he brought like the way the ban is, like Talonflame has to play so it can handle some of these other Pokemon that Ace has that could do absolute damage to that XL Lickitung or that Walrein. So I actually think that Scaff might have put himself in a bit of a disadvantage here, maybe have to always bring in a Talonflame. So we'll have to see how it plays out.
Let's see if you're right, Sosa. Take it away. I was a bit
So
slow.
Registeel into Azumarill. Azumarill with the bubble. Registeel is going to get that lock on, farming away, and in comes the Vigoroth. And we all know Vigoroth's one of the safest swaps since season 1. Building up and building up and building up. We know a Focus Blast is coming. Both moves on the Registeel will hurt the Vigoroth, so he will give a shield. Ace does, but there's no debuff. And Ace is actually probably saying, okay, that's good. And there it is, the Talonflame. Now there's all of this energy. Almost 3 body slams, Steve. Almost 3 body slams ready to go on the Vigoroth. If we all remember those early season 1 videos, body slam spam is real. Look at what the damage does. So he does sneak in. The flame charge does come through on this one, but he snuck in a counter. Ace did. I'm sorry if I sound a little biased, EU. I just love my boy. I don't mean to hate it. I know Scaff has got an amazing team here. But body slam and all this energy, like, if you don't know anything about LA Battlers, is that we love Pokemon that are going to force you to bring on your shield. And that is what Ace has done here. Now, all the shields are off the Talonflame, and I don't know what the third Pokemon in the back was. It's a Registeel. So that is Azumarill is actually looking really good now with Bubble and Hydro Pump on against a Registeel and a Talonflame.
Yeah.
And it is Hydro Pump play rough on Ace's Azumarill. In comes the Brave Bird. Ace is going to allow this to come through, Steve. And what do you think?
That really hurts. It really hurts. And I mean, just looking at the back line, maybe it is the right move just to keep that shield in tow. We're seeing Ace Leader Sky swap into that Registeel. We know that Scaffo has a slight energy advantage here, so can go straight for that Focus Blast. Although Ace Leader Sky was right on his heels there with a little bit of energy. So going to force the shield out of Ace Leader Sky. But Scaffo knows that he does also have the Scrafty in the back. I think potentially try to swap there, not too sure. But yeah, it was a CMP tie. So we see the Focus Blast coming in from Ace Leader Sky's side. Does have to go through because there are no shields. Scrafty is coming in up against this switch-locked Registeel. I think Registeel might be able to get to that Focus Blast before Scrafty is going to be able to take it out, though.
I think so too. And I was kind of like looking at that a little ahead. This Scrafty is going to have to just keep throwing power-ups and hope that these power-up punches will do it in time. Not gonna be the answer, Steve, because a Focus Blast will rain terror on this fighting dark type. Boom! Look at that. Lock-ons just doing what they do. He could just farm it down, makes the swap, takes the energy away. Oh, he got a bubble in.
Oh.
It is a foul play, boosted foul play. This could take out the Azumarill. Nope, just kidding. Not enough. The bubble goes through, and we're done.
And we're done. Third Technical did mention that's what the LA in LATAM stands for. With actually this guy representing that California battler on the team. Who is
it doesn't stand for Latin America. It stands for LA battlers teaming up with LA battlers teaming up.
Yeah.
That's funny. What'd you think, Steve? What'd you think? Is it how I called it?
Talonflame had to come out, tried to get as much energy out there as possible, but in the end it was just that that Registeel was able to take out was just, I guess, had too much energy. Scrafty wasn't able to put on enough pressure. I suppose Scaffo needed to hold onto shields a little bit tighter is the lesson of the day here, I think. It would really help in those sort of closing situations. I think Registeel has always been a really strong closing Pokemon. And when there's no shields, it can just absolutely wreck, especially now that it has access to Flash Zap Cannon. It can seriously do some serious hurt to pretty much everything in the meta. Like, there isn't much that does not care about it. But with that said, we'll jump into game 2. Again, we're going to have to do some funky things. I'm going to have to click some buttons. We'll see how we go. SosaFlo, take it away.
It's funky. A shiny Azumarill there. Shiny Azumarill into Registeel going off. Now, here's the thing. Azumarill, is he counting? Zap Cannon's coming through. Zap Cannon's going to go through. That Azumarill got a ton of energy. Scaff is holding on to it. I wonder what the game plan is there. Going to let the Zap Cannon go through. Really? Going to let the Zap Cannon go through. Maybe doesn't know it, or maybe just soaking up that energy because, yes, he wanted to have all the energy maybe for shields off this Registeel, see what Ace is going to do. But remember, there was a lot of time left with that Registeel, so Reggie could leave with energy in the back here. He's halfway on that switch clock, so Ace is going to force shields, obviously, with that super Focus Blast, with that super effective Focus Blast. We're going to see a shield. What did I tell you? LA people are going to pressure your shield, Steve. They're going to pressure your shield. You said it in the last matchup. If he only had shields, those body slam spams came through. What's going to come through next? That counter user. But no, I kid, because Ace learned something else. He's got a trick up his sleeve. We've got Azumarill coming in. Foul play. Now, here's the thing. Azumarill got Play Rough and Hydro Cannon on Ace's side. I don't recall what the shiny Azumarill was rocking on Scaff. If there's no Play Rough, then Scaff might be in trouble here on that Azumarill matchup. Here comes another boosted foul play. Not going to get shielded. Why would you shield anything? Look at that best buddy. He's like having the time of his life. Swapped into the Registeel only to meet a counter user. But this is interesting.
This is not awesome for Vigoroth because Vigoroth doesn't really have much in the way of super effective moves. He has the Bulldoze, but Bulldoze is an absolutely atrocious move. Really is going to be relying on that counter damage. He's going to have to shield as well, getting that debuff through on the Vigoroth. Vigoroth has farmed up to the Bulldoze, going to throw one. I think that, Bulldoze is such a seriously bad move that it is possible that it does not even take out Registeel from this range, and it doesn't, even being super effective. And Registeel is actually, has got up to the Focus Blast, but Vigoroth has the Body Slam coming off first, which means Scaffo would need to shield to get it off. But Scaffo remembered from game 1, they were like, I'm not getting to a spot where I don't have shields. I know Registeel's right here, but I'm going to bring the Scrafty out. We've got super effective damage going both ways. I know I said it wrong incorrectly earlier, chat. My apologies. Yeah. But Body Slam going to come out here, going to do a lot of damage against Scrafty, but Scrafty's going to hang on. We see Azumarill come out. We see the Azumarill swap. The Play Rough's going to be throwing both ways, getting this last shield out of Ace Leader Sky, and we're going to see another Play Rough coming back from the other side very shortly. Hiya.
Yeah, there's energy on the Vigoroth. You've got the fast move damage, so you don't need to worry about shields against that Scrafty there for the Vigoroth. The Play Rough actually would take Scaff's Azumarill into the deeper red. That actually that's going to be really tough because Here comes the second one. This is not going to take Ace Leader Sky out into the red, and he could actually take a couple of bubbles and counters after this play rough goes through. So we're going to see if this is Ace is going to, go straight for that red, sees that he can throw it, going to take out the Azumarill. Here we go. I don't think there's enough energy to get to another play rough, so he's got to farm this down and hope to get to that Vigoroth before Azumarill or Homeboy throws. Will he throw the power-up punch just to have a better counter?
Ooh.
No, makes the swap. Gets a throw in. It's a foul play, not boosted this time. This is not a boosted foul play. That counter did sneak through, so it doesn't KO. Scrafty could go down.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Whoa.
Ace snuck the counter through during the throw of that foul play, which KO'd the Scrafty, because if he doesn't get it, both of those KO from counters, and Ace would still have the Azumarill and still win. But the Scrafty would have been out as well from a counter, but the Vigoroth would have been out. That was huge. That sneak in, that was huge. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this sneak in, so sad. But as we all know, sneak in is the way that the game is supposed to work, in a way. So move denying is when things are going wrong. But regardless, that is meaning Infinity Go White is pulling away into the lead with 5-3 now. Once again, we'll have to jump into game 3, and I'm going to have to hit some buttons. Infinity Go White, Ace Leader Sky is going to be pushing for that 3-0 to try and get a huge lead over on the EU Emperors. Let's see how they go. Sosa.
Oh, man. So you've got Azumarill into Registeel. Now, this will be interesting. You got Bubbles into the Focus Blast. Makes the swap. Had a couple taps and brings in the Vigoroth. Immediate swap this time. It seems like Scaff understands the Vigoroth situation now. Like, he might have not have learned how Vigoroth plays in Season 1, but he learned now that those body slams build up real quickly. He's got to bring out the Pokemon immediately, just like you would on a Frostlight. So a body slam comes through, won't take it out. Just doing chip damage. Ace is just doing chip damage. Tried to get the Hydro Pump through before, but the body slam was...
okay.
Body slam did come through.
Something's going on here.
Hold on. We got shields. We got 6.
You know what?
I'm
just gonna do this.
We're gonna go. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, Scaff got the Hydro Pump, got the shield from Ace. Now is in the shield advantage over Ace Leader Sky, which he needed to be. Body slam will come in. Look at that as Azumarill getting lower and lower. Couple of taps go through for Azumarill before a counter comes in. You get the play rough. Now the second shield will probably not come. Oh my goodness.
We do see
Ace.
Okay, this is a complete flip. Scaffo now has this big shield advantage over Ace Leader Sky.
Yeah.
Is up 2 shields to 0. Gonna let this Azumarill go, and is now, I think Scaffo is now going to be holding the cards. Has the play rough able to throw as well. This is going to do a fair chunk of damage to Vigoroth. Is sort of known as a fighter, but does not have the fighting typing. So not super effective, but regardless, is going to be enough to take it out there. One fast move from whatever comes in here is pretty much going to be enough to take Azumarill out. And it is actually going to be the Azu, so it's actually going to take 3 bubbles? Maybe 4.
4?
4.
Which is good. Again, building up the energy, bringing back out the Reggie.
Ooh.
So it is Reggie, Azu,
but
and Vigor. They brought out basically the same meta. What's up?
There's 2 shields still on Scappo's side now, so this matchup is really good. And there's no shields on Ace Leader Sky, which means this Registeel is just going to get pummeled and pummeled and pummeled. But the Azu's back there, right? So maybe you don't want Scrafty to survive. Maybe you want to let it go. But you also don't want to get your Registeel in too early and have to shield, because then there's potential of getting that Zap Cannon debuff. So maybe you burn 1 shield, you stay in, you do a little bit more damage, and then potentially you let Registeel take out the Scrafty on this one. So that you keep your Reggie in the back for that Azu matchup. You've still got that 1 shield, so you can try and get a Zap Cannon off. Gonna let it go. Ace Leader Sky not going to throw any moves there, which is probably the best play. And it is just going to be, I think that Scaffo needs to just throw moves to use up the timer so that he can swap back into the Registeel, get a Zap Cannon to just try and annihilate. Ooh, just went straight for the play rough. Not even any swaps required, Sosa.
No. Not swaps required. This is exactly where you want to be if you're Scaff. Just that Scrafty did such a great job right there. I'm surprised Ace didn't bring out the Skarmory as his third if he was going to shield twice on Vigoroth. I thought the Skarmory was going to come because the Scrafty's always coming. Talonflame was definitely put into check and couldn't come out again. So we've got the same matchup. The Hydro Pump won't do anything. I mean, this is kind of BM in here. You could kind of just farm this down, but there we go with the Zap Cannon. There it is. Zap Cannon comes through, takes out the Azumarill, and Scaff will get one away from Ace Leader Sky, helping his team back into this matchup.
Okay.
There you go, Scaff. Not getting 3-0. That's great.
Ace Leader Sky actually mentioned in chat, so they had a rematch due to lag, which is why there were two different videos. So the video that we just watched was the game that was rematched. This was the first game with lag. The version that was on that side was actually the one that had no lag. Although, by the seams of it, I think that results may have been hang on, we'll go...
The same?
The same. I think that we see it play out.
Yeah,
we see
a Zap Cannon to Reggie. Yeah, Zap Cannon, Reggie still Azumarill. Only Azumarill has a little more health. Like, yeah, it's good. It's good, Ace. We got you. We got you, buddy. Thank you for the tip. But your Azumarill got Zap Cannon to the face because you two shielded that Vigoroth. No, that was huge, though. Let's talk about that Azumarill there. Really tanky. And that's what Scaff's team was supposed to do. Give you that extra health so where you can soak up all of those body slams, right? Azumarill lived with like 2 health and was able to throw the play rough to wipe out that Vigoroth that Ace had just invested 2 shields on. And we talked about it this entire matchup. The shields were so important in this battles that the fact that Ace was down 2 shields right off the bat and still lost that Pokemon, that was the great play by Scaff to take the W right there. So congratulations for Scaff to keeping his team afloat and staying in this, right? We talked about it earlier in the first battle, or the first matchup. You know, getting 1 is so good for Swagron. It got them even. So maybe now EU Empires come back in the next matchup and 2-1 this. But great plays by both teams in Open Great League. As we have watched this, I don't know if everybody at home is taking notes. Regionals is coming. Indianapolis is coming in May. Get yourself ready. Like, these are 2 great battlers to watch and see how they played out these teams. Even though it was such a BBML line, like it was such a basic meta line, it's still the meta for a reason. And it was still intense and it came down to the wire. So great job on both battlers for giving us these amazing Pokemon and showing us how to play Open Great League better. In my opinion.
Exactly right. Obviously, this format's a little bit different because it is bring a team of 8 and then ban 2, which is slightly different, but regardless, definitely nice to see these sort of Great League matchups, get these teams out. We didn't get to see the Shadow Neuter Queen, but regardless, we'll move on to the fourth matchup, again, playing it in the order they were done, which is going to be jumping into the Ultra League. The Nut 93 up against only 1-5. Now, this is one where there is a couple of restrictions, so it isn't just pure Open Great League. You could only bring in 4 Pokemon from a restricted list. So that restricted list containing Giratina, Ultra, Cresselia, Defense, Deoxys, Redisteel, Talonflame, Galarian, Stunfisk, Mandibuzz, Umbreon, Swampert, Alolan, Ninetales, Jellicent, Scrafty, Nidoqueen, Trevenant, Cofagrigus, Walrein, and Como-O. So, not too important. Everyone got that? Everyone in the audience? Yep, you've written that down. Cool. So essentially that just means that they could bring out 4 Pokemon that are really good in the Ultra League, and then they had to build up the rest of their team out of sort of the B tier and below of Ultra League. So that's the important thing. So it isn't going to be a pure 8 of the best Pokemon. So if you're like, why did they bring this and they didn't bring this? It's possible they just weren't allowed to. That's the sort of deal there. Big predictions on the ban, Sosa.
All right. So first off, big shout out to the Nut. I've been a huge fan of his since the Timeless Tour came out with the Brainless line, and I was loving it. So he's got a lot of great Pokemon here. I see the Crobat and the Gliscor, and I actually think the Crobat will be the ban. That's a big ban I think is coming because it's just like the Nidoqueen. It's a couple of taps, and then you've got to worry about debuffs. It throws nukes like Shadow Ball. Like, even though you don't want to see Shadow, like you can take a Shadow Ball on a Politoed, you still don't want to take a Shadow Ball on a Politoed. Like, there's so much bait potential that it could put a lot of pressure on Only One. Whereas Only One, I see that Obstagoon getting banned. Obstagoon is so great in this meta with breaking up these ghost cores, these psychic cores, and these as you see, steel tank cores, Regirock, Walrein. Like, you don't want to see it. On top of that, you can put pressure onto the Cresselia too if you get caught into it as well. Like, Obstagoon is a great pickup. So I'm thinking either is going to be Obstagoon and Crobat here as my 2 big predictions. Steve, what are you thinking?
Look, I'm sort of liking the look of Talonflame a little bit over an only 1-5 side. I know that there's lots of stuff that's sort of like countering it really well, but I'm just a bit of a sucker for Ultra League Talonflame. I think it always does really well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Talonflame ban. Apologies. On the nuts side of the forest, on only one ban's side of the things, I guess, I mean, there's nothing that's sort of standing out as like need to ban. Maybe Regirock. Regirock would certainly do some hurt against a lot, but again, only one has some good counter. So I think I'm just gonna have to go. Hi-ya! Oh, there we go. We were actually.
You were right. Steve was right. Talonflame got banned.
And no Regirock ban though. Instead,
Ninetales.
Walrein, who again has come out in this is the 4th meta in a row that we're seeing Walrein. Walrein again, a complete meta builder here. Walrein banned, and then Shadow Ninetales being banned. I guess only 1-5 was sort of thinking, right? Was like, okay, I think that he's going to ban Pokemon that aren't a weak to Ninetales. Things like Obstagoon, maybe they ban my Politoed. So maybe I need to ban that Ninetales so that my Trevenant, my Roserade, my Alola Ninetales can be a little bit more alive, to say the least. So maybe I was playing it that way. And the Shadow really makes those Weather Balls hurt a lot. And then we're seeing that Registeel banned alongside that Talonflame as well, which I can certainly see Registeel able to do a fair bit against a lot of the Nuts team. Walrein is probably one of the big ones that getting rid of Registeel would help with, but has been banned, so a little bit unnecessary on that one. But still, let's the Nuts Regirock be a little bit more powerful here. And I think that with the Pokemon remaining, I would not be surprised if we do end up seeing a Regirock pop out on these battles. But we'll jump into
Politoed. Politoed, Steve, looks so deadly against the Nuts team right now. Like, that bench pressure, let's see if it comes out. But if I'm the Nut, I'm bringing in Cresselia and Trevenant because I don't want to see that Politoed.
You have to
on any of those other Pokemon.
You have mentioned 2 Pokemon that don't love Obstagoon, so maybe expect some Obstagoon action. And
you see what I'm saying? Like, this is a great team.
Whoa.
You got the Crobat into the Ninetales. Now, this is great. Crobat will be not liking those Powder Snows. Oh, doesn't want to throw real quickly. We'll do the swap. And look at that, Obstagoon.
Wow. This is
Obstagoon. Go straight for the cross chop.
It's one of those cases, though, that only 1-5 isn't going to necessarily get a shield out of the Nut here, whereas the Nut is now going to be able to throw a Focus Blast and force a shield out of only 1-5.
Absolutely.
Oh
my God, here comes a bait.
Here comes a bait. Gets the shield.
Oh, the Nut. You're going crazy. Okay, so now we know that the Nut is playing for keeps here. We're playing the bait. We're playing for in the head games. He could take another cross chop if he wanted to. He's going to take another cross chop.
The Nut.
And I think he had the Focus Blast too ready to go. I think he lived with like 1 health to throw that Focus Blast. He's got it. That's so crazy because the counter's going through. So if he shields this, the counter will take out the Regirock, but it's not close combat. Will knock out the Regirock, or will knock out the Obstagoon. Regirock is in. Those Powder Snows will do enough. That's beautiful. Powder Snow doesn't do much damage. Build up the energy for Weather Balls, and there's that Cresselia. That Grass Knot Moonblast Cresselia. Ready to do the damage it needs to put the pressure on. What was the third Pokemon in the back?
Politoed on that side.
Have we seen that yet? It is that Politoed. It's a Politoed. What?
Now, Politoed really
like I said,
Politoed Grass Knot from this Cresselia, which sort of means that only 1-5 is going to want to keep this Ninetales in the Cresselia matchup and then leave the Politoed for that Crobat matchup in the back. So only 1-5 has no reason to swap up the alignments here.
I know, you're absolutely right. And this is interesting. Trying to bait. Will he get the shield? Does not. The Nut's like, nah, I can take everything. I'm not afraid. I know what my Crobat is afraid of. Like, I need shields for that. Like we said, you debuffed Shadow Ball is not something Politoed wants to see, no matter how tanky it is. Now, Politoed is great in the Ultra League. It has great tank, just like this Ninetales here that you just spam off Weather Balls. And I like that on Only's team. Very aggressive to go and try to get shields. You got 3 Weather Ball users on this team and an Obstagoon. This team is strictly meant to go for shields, but it looks like the Nut understands his situation and kept the shield for the Crobat. This fairy typing is not going to want to see this poison at all. So we'll see how long he stays in on it. Because remember, there's still a Pokemon in the back. And oh my goodness, Steve, it is not Shadow Ball on this Crobat.
It is not Shadow Ball. We've got the Poison
Steve,
Fang.
it is
You get a
not
little
Shadow
defense,
Ball.
but there is no Shadow Ball here. We are going double poison. So, I mean, I think the nut here has to go for the Poison Fang.
Sludge Wave?
Has to get the debuff off. I think it's Sludge Bomb. And then
Bomb.
now that the defense debuff has been thrown on, then you go for the bigger nuclear Sludge Bomb, I think.
The problem that the game plan here, and the problem is he's got to shield this. If he doesn't shield this, this is huge. This goes the only way. Does the nut think he's baiting? No! Makes the call! Makes the call, is going for it. There is no swap on that. Politoed's going to take this debuff Sludge Bomb to the face. Cresselia is there for a third shield. There was no health left on it. It had to just take a ball or a third shield, and there... Just kidding. Politoed's still alive. Politoed's still alive. Sludge Bomb not the way, my friend. Shadow Ball the way. Debuff Shadow. That was a debuff Sludge Bomb, and Politoed is still alive. I bet you only takes that into consideration, and that is huge to see too. Because if that nuke potential on Crobat isn't nuking that Politoed, you're in for a lot of trouble there.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. But, I mean, look, the nut was in a really strong position anyway. Has had to reveal that full moveset. So, as you said, only 1-5 is going to have to take that into account. Alola Ninetales is very much not safe. I guess I wanted to say that, but maybe at the same time, Patterson and Weather Ball comes off so fast. They really got out of that matchup so quick. So, I mean, I guess I'm not sure why you run Sludge Bomb, to be completely honest. I mean, maybe it's for the Pidgeot, because Shadow Ball would be resisted by the normal typing on the Pidgeot. So, maybe the Sludge Bomb gives you a little bit more of a nuke potential there. It gives you a better matchup there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, chat's shocked as well to see the Sludge Bomb instead of the Shadow Ball. Maybe we can get some insight from the EU members as to why Sludge Bomb's been gone for, or maybe they want to keep it hush, keep the secret
hush,
safe, right? Before we
the nut.
I don't know.
I will never doubt what the nut does, right? Because before we get into it, right? You've got only got Fairy typing in Ninetales, Grass typing in that Trevenant, and Grass typing in that Roserade. Maybe he needs to have that nuke potential, because all three of those Pokemon build up real quickly to fast attack moves and could take it out in a matter of one Weather Ball, or easily put that extra pressure on it with that Weather Ball. So he might be putting that just to have that extra chip damage on those Grass and Fairy typing. Against the Politoed, I mean, confused, right? That was a debuff Shadow Bomb, but it did work. It got what he needed to do. We'll have to see how it plays out in game 2 now, as it's 5-5. The nut got a game back for his team. It's 5-5 now. So we'll see how they play out here, Steve, in match number 2. Now that he knows that it's not Charm, he brings in the Scrafty. Love it. Sees that his Scrafty can be safe without charming or any sort of situation. Again, Scrafty good against that Obstagoon as well. Those counters, gets to power up against this little Ninetales, and those counters just chunking away, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, it is not a great spot for Scrafty still. Like, you can see the damage adding up, but now the nut pressured to shield by only one's potential for Dazzling Gleam, but gets the bait. He saw the nut bait in that game 1 and said, now it's your turn. So gets
Return the favor.
Yeah, exactly.
He returned that favor.
But now, I mean...
So another power-up punch. Just building up here. This is beautiful. Those counters are doing actually more work than just trying to throw a
catches the Dazzling Gleam into Crobat. Oh my gosh, what a catch from the nut. The nut was like, you disrespected me with the bait. I'm going to disrespect you by catching this fairy move. And now is going to be able to safely burn one shield here, if the nut wants to, and farm all the way down. And just have a ton of energy to go into the back. That is a beautiful, beautiful play from the nut.
What? Absolutely great play. Now, was this Sludge Bomb? I don't know what was tapped here, because they're both poison typing on a water typing. So Poison Fang goes through. I would just say at this point, continue Poison Fanging, right? The best thing you can do here, it's swapped in, is you're just going to chunk damage and weaken it to counters, to power-up punches, to foul plays, is it Regirock in the back? There is no shield for this Regirock or this, that's the best part. Get to another one. Force this Blizzard. Good Lord. Oh my goodness. He's got to play the Blizzard. Has 120 energy on this Politoed. forcing the Blizzard. No shields on this Crobat. Goes bye-bye. Double debuff now. The counter is going to go through. Will he shield this debuff Politoed? No, gonna let the Ninetales, gonna let the Scrafty just throw the power-up punch.
Ooh, that's
and a
nice.
KO in time.
Nicely done. This is a little bit of an interesting spot for only 1-5. Has the Trevenant up against Scrafty. Traditionally, this would be a really bad matchup because you don't have any super effective moves to put on Scrafty. Scrafty has super effective moves to put on you, but only one has 2 shields. So the Nut able to get 1 shield out with the Power Punch bait before swapping into Regirock here. At this point, then only 1-5 could play a few different ways here. Goes for the Shadow Ball because that's going to do a lot of damage. Brings it down. Actually, it's not even halfway. You're going to need a couple more Shadow Claws for that, old Trev. But at this point, I feel like could Seed Bomb be the way to go here?
No, you want to do as much chunk damage. There's not much health left on that Ninetales. So if you could do the chunk damage, right, the big old Shadow Ball chunk damage first, and then go for the Grass Knot and build up and see what your opponent's doing, why not, right? You're trying to find out what your opponent's in-play macro situation is here.
Oh
Still
my gosh! Oh my
makes the catch! Get out of here!
Oh my
Get
God.
out of here!
Only 1-5. The just
Catch
saw enough
3
catches.
times.
The Nut made that catch earlier, catching the Dazzling Gleam onto Crobat. Only 1-5 was like, I can do that. And what a brilliant
Has to go
catch
for the
there.
power-up punch. Will the power-up punch be enough? Will it be enough, Steve? Shielded, will it have stab to be enough? No.
And this Scrafty's
I mean, at
almost at a
this
second
point-
Seed Bomb as well, but oh my gosh, only 1-5.
Only 1-5. Trevenant, so good. Gets to that second seed bomb before the foul play or the next power-up punch goes through. So this will take out the Scrap. This should take out the Scrafty here. Bloop. Yeah. And that is that. Only one gets back into it with that Trevenant and puts on that pressure.
I love these matchups, Sosa. These are absolutely incredible. These are 2 of the top battlers in the world. They're fighting in the Factions World Championships. They've fought their way up to Diamond Tier. They've done really well in the Diamond Tier. Got so many wins, so many points in their respective leagues. And they've come together. And this is just absolutely a pleasure to watch. And do we need like a catch counter on the...
Catch and bait counter, right? Every time we've seen baits happening, which grab shields, which forces a player to play something differently. Like, it's so incredible here watching these 2 battlers. If you were to tell me that this was the finals, I'd say, okay, like I had a kind of, not to disrespect any of these teams out there. They're all amazing teams out there in this tournament right now. But if you were to tell me that it was EU Emperors and Infinity Gold White in the finals and that this was it, I'd believe it. Like, I believe that this was the finals that we would want to see here. Like, it's so intense, and they are giving us the show. It is 6-5. It's not 8-3. It's not 11-2 right now. It is 6-5, and they are playing for every single bit of HP. Even when the debuffs happened, they had a game plan. I'm going to get extra Dragon Breaths in there so I can get my Aqua Tail in. I'm going to shield that Pokemon early in the beginning. Then you saw baits happening. You saw it in the ban situation. Oh my goodness. You saw move sets. You're like, wait a minute. Why is there an aerial ace on this Escavalier? Because it KOs a Heracross. Like, these battlers and these teams are just amazing. And it is an honor to be watching these play out in the second round of this tournament, which only means like the 3rd and 4th round, the finals are just going to be so lit. Like, I am so excited for all this, my friend. It's going to be amazing.
This is incredible. And there is a little bit of confusion in chat. The score is indeed 5-6. I updated the score like really fast on that first game. So I didn't forget to update it for EU Empress. We are 5-6 and we are going into the 3rd game in the Ultra League.
Because it was 4-5 going into this.
Yeah.
Then the Nut won.
Yeah.
then only one just won. So now it's 5-6.
Yep.
We are up to date. Steve, you're doing a great job, buddy. I know you're pulling all the strings behind the scene. So you just keep giving everybody amazing content. If you're not loving what we're doing over here, folks, you could leave, but we are having a great time, and we hope you are too. Are we ready for the third matchup?
We're ready, SosaFlo. Let's see those brilliant catches.
Are we seeing Trevenant? We're not going to see Trevenant. We see Pidgeot coming in.
Wow.
Now that Pidgeot, getting that Gus and that Feather Dance was huge. I'm loving the fact that you can play Pidgeot, not a top tier, not an ace tier, a god tier or an A tier Pokemon, definitely a B tier one, can give you that buffs, can give you that bait situation. But okay, we're going straight for the Moonblast. And yes, great call on that shield. The Gus just doing what it does best, building up the energy.
Was this
Feather Dance or Brave Bird?
Was there a debuff on that Moonblast?
On Moonblast? Oh my goodness. If there's a Moonblast debuff, that is, you're in a lot of good omens are happening to you. I'd go buy a lottery ticket on that moment.
Oh my gosh, this is not good for the Regirock though. Now up against the Politoed, this Stone Edge not going to do much damage at all, and it's just going to be able to farm, and finally throw some Weather Balls to start to whittle this Regirock down. Regirock is, I think, still going to be able to get to one more charge move, so he can put the pressure back on with a Focus Blast, because this Weather Ball isn't going to be enough to KO. The Nut knows what he can take.
So the Nut did not bring the Crobat this time, brought in the Cresselia, and we saw only one bringing back out that dangerous Politoed, and it's doing exactly what it does. It can, Regirock can tank it, Politoed can take it. Both of these Pokemon are sitting plus 150, Steve. Their HPs are sitting plus 150. They've got tough defenses. Politoed just got better spam and has better resistance against the Regirock. So it's all came down to shields here. And if the Nut can at least walk away with 2 shields, that's a huge victory for the Nut there. Doesn't have to worry about anything. Doesn't even need to shield anything here. Can actually just farm down with this Psycho Cut and just build up the energy, which is great on his ass for him. Ooh. Gonna throw though, just try to get this thing off the table. That Weather Ball did do a little more than he wanted, than he had liked on that Cresselia. And look at that, it is
the grass not there. I'm not sure if that was the right play. Could have farmed up a little bit more, I feel, but regardless, gonna go for the Moonblast here onto the Trevenant. That's shield.
Gonna hurt.
That's
gonna hurt.
Gosh, that's not awesome. Potentially was thinking that it was going to be a Seed Bomb there, but now also has Scrafty in the back, so actually brings in the other counter to Trevenant. Gonna shield up the Seed Bomb actually, and then presumably we'll see a swap out.
This is really interesting. I don't know where the thought process here. Now, Pidgeot has that normal typing, doesn't like to see those counters. So does he just let the Pidgeot just farm it down and get switch locked into this and bring back his Pokemon, bring back the Cresselia? Feather Dance doesn't do much. Going for that foul play. He's already debuffed on attack. I mean, if I'm Pidgeot, I'm not shielding. There's a debuff. I'm in a great position there with Trevenant in the back against this Cresselia too. I need that shield. The Moonblast would KO under the yellow. In comes another Power Punch. Will he get the shield? I mean, Pidgeot's almost gone. Get the shield, Steve. This is huge. Now those counters are doing damage. Will he? Oh, the Gus, though, takes it out before a counter can knock out. And the Cresselia is going to have to see a Brave Bird. And there's no shield on this Brave Bird.
There's no shield. There's no... it's just a Feather Dance.
Oh, it's Feather Dance.
So confusing when you can't see the... when I can't read Spanish.
I don't know Spanish. I don't know whatever. What is it? Okay, the Nut's got English. Yeah. French. I don't know what was Elefash. But another...
Ooh, okay.
Bien.
This is an interesting...
Genial.
No.
Excelente.
Oh my gosh, Pidgeot keeping the Cresselia alive, just getting that extra little bit of fun. Wow.
Hold up. So I thought the Nut knew something, like Pidgeot, he snuck something in. I didn't see Pidgeot's health there for a second. I thought the Nut knew something like, okay, there's no shield on there. I've got the Moonblast ready to go. But no, Pidgeot was so dominant, and I love the fact that this is what he did. It was bench pressure. He put it in the third matchup when the Nut wasn't even expecting it from him. He definitely got caught again with that Scrafty, thinking that he was fine, not having the charm. And then the Pidgeot came, got the lead, got the Feather Dances off, did the chunk damage, and took out that Cresselia. Took out that Cresselia. So good.
The
is things going off in chat?
Knew it was over, sweetheart. Just let it all go.
Yeah. Just let it all go.
Regardless, that does mean that only 1-5 pushes that 2-1 to get Infinity Go White into the lead with 7-5. Again, this is essentially a 1st to 11 scenario. There were still 3 battles to go. EU Emperors versus Infinity Go White in these quarter-finals in Silph Arena Factions. But that means we'll jump into the 5th battles. The sweat just keeps coming.
I'm sweating here, buddy.
I've actually got a surprise for you, Sosa, because going into the 5th battle, this is the first time we're not seeing War Rain. There is no War Rain here for the first time ever in this Factions quarterfinals. But look,
was it banned? That's the real question. Was it banned?
I don't think it is eligible.
Was it allowed in Cave Cup? It is
not allowed in the Cave meta, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that's why we're not seeing Warren, my friend. That's why.
You just wait till the Comet meta a little bit later. Warren's probably going to come right back. But regardless, the Cave meta, really briefly, it is only allowing Pokemon with types of Bug, Dark, Dragon, Flying, and Rock. And then there's some bans of Mega Pokemon, Bastiodon, Probopass, Regirock, Scrafty, Togekiss, Heracross, Skarmory, Altaria, Mantine, and the new Gen 7 Alolans, example Como-O is how it's written. So I think that's like one sort of release earlier, but they're also not permitted as well. But that's the sort of general thing. Go ahead.
I think Como got added into the middle of Factions, like right at the end of Factions, where you can still have it for like your last 2 weeks. And I think Silph was just like, no. We don't need to mix up the metas. People, that's crazy. Some people might not expect it. And I appreciate that because Cave was really difficult. But look at what is there, Steve. It's the favorite Pokemon of Season 4, Escavalier. And I don't know if you played Cave. I played Cave. Escavalier is so prominent in this cup. That is so good. With Megahorn, you can wipe out those darks. With Counter, you can just handle anything you want. I mean, yeah, you've got the Mandibuzz there you've got to worry about, but it's dark typing. So if that Mandibuzz sees a Megahorn, it's still going to destroy that Mandibuzz. So my bans are...
Destroy might be a little bit harsh, but it will do some more damage.
Have you seen a Megahorn land on Mandibuzz? You're sitting there like, oh.
Ow.
It's like the first time you see something chunk out that... when you see something hit... Lickitung that well, you're like, this thick Pokemon will be whoa, wait a minute.
Okay.
But my pick is for my bans on both of these sides, both of them will ban the Escavalier. I think both of them would be smart to ban the Escavalier here and kind of open up everything else for people or everything else for the Pokemon in this meta.
So. Oh no, we're
starting right away.
Actually, no, sorry.
We got Escavalier.
Okay, this is actually like all 3 battles playing at once. I don't know what battle that was. Whichever one was. So we're going to see that later.
Okay.
But regardless,
we were right.
apologies.
Escavalier banned for both of them.
And yeah, sorry in chat, there was a spam bot that came through. For some reason, I've got the chat open on my mobile and I don't have a ban button on here. So I was only able to time them out for 300 seconds. If they come back in 300 seconds, I'll just have to re-time them out, I think. We'll see how it goes. I think that it's probably comes and then goes. I think we've just got too many people watching this stream chat. Thanks to everyone who has been coming out to the stream. By the way, definitely been a lot of fun, and still 3 battles to go to determine who is going through to the semi-finals. But regardless, again, as you said, the Escavalier is being double banned. Prediction game on point, my friend. And then the Crustle being banned from Guidoc, and the Dragalgate being banned on Benja's side. Now, unfortunately, so Benja's footage was uploaded, but only within the 12 hours before this stream was live. 8 hours of those I was sleeping, so unfortunately I wasn't able to get these battles in at the last minute. I think there was a sort of a warning that if battles weren't uploaded by the end of the bout, they may not be included. But most of them were still able to get in, but unfortunately wasn't able to get Benja Pro 0205 And then also, I'm missing one side in the next round as well. But we do have the...
Still appreciate what you do, Steve. Still appreciate what you do.
Much love. But regardless, hang on, just checking some. I'm seeing a lot of... uh-oh. Okay, I was seeing stuff in chat, like hot girls and boys 18 plus, but then I was like, okay, no, this is just regular people making the funsies. This is all good. You're confusing me, Sean. But regardless, let's jump into this first battle again. Only watching
Here we
on
go.
this side. Let's take a look.
That shadow scissor is really good. Now this is my cargo. If this is rock throw, it's crazy. Yes, it's rock throw cargo. I love it. I love it. That's so beautiful. So rock throw cargo is actually a sneaky play. It's great, especially if the Crustle gets banned too. But the great thing about this that Guido's got is that it got that Escavalier off, and Benja's probably kicking himself for not seeing what that fast move was first. Having the Incinerate on the Macargo opened up Macargo to put a lot of things in check and a lot of bench pressure onto Pokemon. Now, I don't know what Benji's got, but we might see the Scissor come back, which leads me to believe there is a Xylos in the back. Yeah. Or a Mandibuzz in the back. Now, this is switch locked into Scissor, and he gets the debuff because he got that Sand Tomb boost, or is it Sand Tomb, right? Rock Tomb. Look at what the damage does on that rock throw. God, I love rock throw Macargo. It's so dirty. It's so dirty. It's beautiful. Look at the damage. It's so smart. There it is. Xylos in the back, and it's Xylos on Xylos. You've got Dragon Tails. You're just dragon breathing down. You don't really need to shield this. You've got the Grigolgi in the back. Guido is in a strong position to end out strong and get the EU back into this matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the body slam just to get this last shield out, and then it's just going to be dragon damage all the way down. And I think this game is pretty much a lock for Guidoc here. Gets the shield. Dragon Breath. Going to go down before another charge move comes through. We're going to see that Scissor come back. Not too much health left, and potentially, okay, no, as well as isn't able to finish off, Dragalga is going to have to...
One Dragon Tail.
Getting ready to tank this, whatever it is.
There's nothing Scissor has that could KO this Dragolgi right here. This Poison Dragon Dragolgi. Whoa. No, there was no proc on the Night Slash, so this is going to keep the Dragolgi into the deep red, but will not KO the Dragolgi. Okay. There's the boost. There is the boost on the Night Slash. It came a second too late. Now, if that was a boosted Night Slash, Dragolgi, depending on the IV, could have lived with 1 HP or 2. But that was really close. Again, great job on Benja to keep the energy on the Scissor. It was unfortunate that there was no proc on the first one. And again, unfortunate that it procced on the second one after the Dragon Tail had already come through to KO you. Like, what are you doing? Why are you procking on me, Move? But we're going to go to Nurse Joy. We're going to heal these Pokemon up. We're going to get some love. Steve, do you see any adjustments now? Now that Macargo's exposed, do you see Macargo getting played again?
See, I like that Macargo was basically the playmaker, the one that instantly won that game, put everything in the right spot. It was against Scissor, where it wasn't in a great matchup to start with, because it didn't have Incinerate, and then the swap out into Crustle, Macargo was able to win all the way down, and then come in the Scissor, and was still able to get a shield with the bait move as well. It just really all went in Guidoc's favor from the get-go. I think that Macargo is still really strong. Even now that Benja knows that it is Rock Throw, it is still a really strong Pokemon against his team, especially now that this Scavalier has been banned, the Dragalge has been banned. It sort of puts it in a much stronger position, I feel. So I think that Macargo is going to come back out again. I think that there's potential to maybe see a bit more bulk coming to the field in the form of, say, maybe an Umbreon, potentially. But we're just going to have to wait and see how this goes. Thanks. I don't think we would have been alive if that game flipped with the boost. I think we just would have both had a heart attack on the spot and this stream would be over. But regardless, the game, like, this is just so hype. But we'll jump into game 2, see how we're going.
You're going to make me go grab my paper bag so I can breathe into it. So you got Dragolgi into Umbreon. You made the right call, Steve. Perfect to call it, right? The Umbreon, the tank. There really isn't much if you look at Guido's team that can really wall that Umbreon. So it is just Pokemon that can take chunk damage out or force shields. That's why we're going straight for that Outrage. And I like this play here. We're going to go for the outrage. We're either going to force shield or do some damage on that Umbreon. Perfect. Look at what Dragon Tail does too. That Dragon Tail has been a great moveset on a lot of Pokemon to help just chunk down Pokemon that you are fighting against. Like, even if it's not a great matchup with the moveset, Dragon Tail still does that fast move damage to where you're pressuring a shield with the moveset. A foul play onto a Swallows. Swallows ain't going to shield us.
Nah, unfortunately. Oh, it was a foul play. I thought that it was a failed catch, but maybe they were hoping for the shield. Maybe they just wanted to get the energy off and get Crustlin anyway.
Does he go for the Dark Pulse? Goes for the Dark Pulse.
Yeah. Gonna try and get
That's the move right there. Ooh, Benja trying real hard. Has the great set, but will have to shield this. Or this will take out the Crustle before Crustle can throw an Egg Scissor. A second Egg Scissor, sorry. Yeah, still kicking. The Egg Scissor will come through. Bloop. And that'll take it out. And then the Macargo will come and farm up if it wants to. But I believe he'll keep the Dragalge to kind of keep the Macargo in the back as the reveal. Yeah. Doesn't want to reveal it yet. Keeping the Dragalge, building the energy. We got the Umbreon there still. We don't know what the third Pokemon is on Benja's. It could be a Sableye. It could be a Mandibuzz. Don't want him to play around it. Want to bring back that Umbreon, bring out that energy. And you're right, that Umbreon had extra energy, so it could have been a last resort that had gone through. But they decided to go with Benja decided to go with the foul play, and it got caught, and he got shielded on that foul play, going for the outrage and forcing trying to force a second shield off of Benja. Will Guidoc get it? Guido K 96, what you doing to me?
Gets the
You're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart, Guido. Gets the shield.
That's
brings in the spicy meatball there, Steven. What are you thinking now?
Yeah, I mean, Macargo's coming in. It's wireless in the back, so he's going to be able to do a fair amount of damage. He has a shield as well, but he's going to have to take out a lot of health to get through the rest of Benja's team. Gets to this Rock Tomb. This is going to get a debuff onto the Wireless as well as doing a fair amount of damage. It has stab because Macargo has that rock typing, so I think we don't quite see a farm down here, and I think that Guido could go either way here in shielding or not shielding. Decides to let it come. It's a Dragon Pulse. Oh my gosh, Dragon Pulse Wireless coming out here. Holy dooly.
We're going crazy. This is one time. You only have to see these Pokemon one time. Now the question is, can he get to the outrage? He gets to the outrage in time. Get out of here. Get out of here, Guido. Wow. What are you doing to me? Go eat some pizza or something. This is amazing. What a slice of pie that was. I'm hungry. I don't know. It's lunchtime for me. I'm pretty hungry. But oh my goodness. That was well played by Guido again. That Macargo, you are right, Steve. It's the playmaker. Rock Throw Macargo. So good, especially when you ban that Escavalier and the Dragalge. The only two things he's really worried about with the shield and the fast attack. Now he's got plenty to play with. Guido brought his Emperors back to this game. Bring it back to life. He's like, I got you, boys. Clear. Ties it up. Gets his team a 2-1. The last two matches, his team had lost by 1.
Wait, that's 2-0. Yep, it's not 2-1 yet.
Sorry, 2-0. Gets 2, sorry. But his last players didn't get swept, which is why they are still in this matchup and why this 2-0 is so huge that if he goes 3-0 here, he can take it to and give his team the lead. That would be nuts, Steve. Imagine that, thinking that you work so hard, you and two guys work so hard to go 2-1. You've thought meticulously against the nut and tried to figure out elephant. I forgot how to say his name.
Elephant Flash.
Right? Elephant Flash. Or Scaff, right? You go 2-1, but then it takes Guido comes back with 2-0 and can tie up the game. That's why every point counts in the faction. That's why you got to play your third battle no matter what. Don't just give away a point. This is huge. This is so huge. Does Guido, what do we get our leads on, Steve? Let's make our prediction now. Game 3, what are the leads?
I think that Scissor comes out. I think we see a Shadow Scissor lead. I'm banking on it. I'm banking.
Shadow Scissor lead on Benja. What do you call him for Guido?
We go Dragon. We go Dragalge. Dragalge putting that big neutral herd on from the get-go. And look, these battles have been so tight. These are some top tier battlers. I feel like Guido, with the teams he's been running, this could be the potential for the first 3-0 that we see, which again, we haven't stylized the order of these battles. This is like how they came out. This is just playing absolutely, just melting my mind, and I'm sure it was melting the battlers' minds as well. But let's jump into game 3, take a look at whether Guido can get the first 3-0, or if Benjo is going to fight back for the 2-1 and keep the lead for Infinity Go. And we see, I was half right. As well as
you were right.
It was Dragon as well.
You got both of them right. You got Dragon and Swile. So it is the Umbreon into the Magcargo. Now here's the problem with Magcargo now. With this Umbreon, there's no attack move that really puts pressure of shields or anything. Unless you debuff yourself with Overheat. You kind of don't want to debuff yourself with Overheat.
I mean, I don't
Rock
think
Tomb's not going to do a lot.
Guidok hasn't revealed the Overheat yet, right?
No, Guido has not revealed the Overheat. It's Guido. Guido K. I believe it'd be pronounced Guido K, not Guidok.
Yep, Guido K. Got it. But regardless, I think at this point you maybe just let the Magcargo eat this and sort of just let Magcargo just keep soaking up that damage. Maybe you try and get an Overheat off before you go down. Oh, okay, no.
Mm-hmm.
Do we keep Magcargo alive?
He could let it go. Yeah, I think he stays alive with 1, and Snarl will just do the damage left. Yeah, still alive.
Wow.
But
2 Snarls.
Oh,
even better for
close.
Benja.
But a swap into the Dragon, back into the Scissor, and look at that. Scissor is locked now in this with almost half health because of those Dragon Breaths. So oppressive. In comes the first move. We'll see if we get a shield. We'll see if it's a Night Slash, if it's an Iron Head.
Do we get a boost? We get a timely boost this time. No.
No timely boost. The Aqua Tail comes through.
This is gonna hurt.
Pro gonna be some damage here unless he shields. Yes, he will shield. Investing into the Scissor here, doing the damage. I believe he'll just farm this down. No, he's gonna go for the second Night Slash. Will Guido finally use a shield? Bruv, you gotta use a shield, bruv. Bruv, you gotta use a shield.
How do you use shields? Where's the shield button on this thing?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. He found it. The Zwylos found it.
Oh,
which is huge because that's an X Scissor too. Now it's Zwylos versus the world. There's 1 shield, extra energy. There is a Zwylos in the back, and that's not what you want to see.
This is terrible for Guido.
Yeah, this is not in anybody's favor right now.
Yeah, this is
so.
Unfortunately the dream of the 3-0 is officially, or not officially dead, but it's about to be dead. This body slam gonna go through. It's not gonna Oko Bench's Wireless, and we're gonna see some more Dragon Breath.
And it's Dragon Breath
charge move. Didn't even need to do that.
There's a shield. There's a shield. There's hope and a prayer, Steve. Never ever underestimate the power of IVs. But the swap comes in, and that will definitely be the KO. That's the foul play right there.
Don't need to worry about IVs when there's still a move hanging out in the back. Oh,
there's a Pokemon with a move hanging out. There's an Umbreon with a move hanging out in the back. I think Benja finally realized how important Umbreon was and got it paired up properly and was able to come in with the Umbreon and get his team 1 point, which, again, is huge. So huge. So, Guido gets his team back into this. The EU Empires now down by 1. Now a 2-1 for the EU Empires can flip the matchup into the EU Empires' favor. Huh?
Emperors.
Am I saying it wrong?
Well, you said Empires.
The Empire. Well, it's Star Wars. The Emperor is just the Empire. The Emperors. The Emperors are doing great. This is some top caliber, my friend. Like, this is just amazing. I'm having a great time. These guys are doing. These battlers are just battling. The mental strength of these battlers, you got to applaud, right? Just got to applaud. They know there's a lot on the line. They know they're trying to prove that they're the best in the world, and they're doing it. But all of them. I'm so glad we get to watch leading up to the finals too, because man, oh man, if we hadn't been able to see these matchups, we would not know what some of these battlers have been going through to get to where they are. And these battlers are amazing, amazing. I mean, even the new guys, Scaff and Guido, putting up great numbers for their teams. Like, what a great, great tournament for everybody all around. Like, But I think, I mean, it kind of, there's only 2 more matches, right?
Only 2. It's getting tight.
If it's the technical versus Fonny, I'm gonna cry. That's like a matchup. Well, I'm sorry. I'm getting really ahead of myself. I'm like, I haven't seen them play yet. It looks like they might be paired up. That would be so huge.
Okay.
So big.
Let's get to right. Again,
sorry, Steve, I'm going away.
We're playing this stream in the order that they were played. This came down to the very final night before the bout was done. These battlers was it 7-8, and then there were 2 battles left to go. And first up in the night, we've got Inadequates versus LTS Trainer Red from Infinity Go White.
It's Lieutenant Trainer Red. It's
Lieutenant
Trainer Red, sir.
Lieutenants Trainer Red? Lieutenants Trainer Red?
Yeah.
Okay. Trainer
Lieutenant,
Red.
I think just
Okay,
Lieutenant,
so Trainer Red, if he gets a 3-0, that's the end. That's GG's, good night. But with how these battles have been going, with the high caliber of this, I'm like, I think if you'd be betting on a 3-0 either way, you'd be putting some high odds on either way. I am betting it's going to be a 2-1 here, to say the least. 3-0 would be very out of... Guido almost got there, but this wireless mirror wasn't going to let that happen in the end. But regardless, we're going into the Atlantis meta. So this is one from a while ago in Factions. So just the quick
first
recap.
Cycle.
First cycle. For Season 1, Cycle 1, Atlantis. So we've got Pokemon with types of Bug, Dark, Fairy, Poison, and Water, and then bans on Megas, Mythicals, Shadows, Regionals, and Azumarill. And then also Salandit and Salazzle were banned at the last minute because they were released in a time when it's not reasonable to be able to get them for this meta. And taking a look at these teams, we have the grand return of Walrein. Walrein was only gone from 1. This is the 6th battle, and Walrein appeared in 5 of those metas. And every time it's been allowed, noteworthy, it just wasn't allowed in Cave. But regardless, we've got some very similar teams here. So we've got the Jellicent versus the Venusaur. We've got 2 Escavaliers, 2 Quagsires, 2 Umbreons. We've got the Ariados and the Dragalge as the poisons. We've got 2 Galvantulas. We've got a Whiscash and a Swampert on Inadequate's side. And we have the Crustle and the Walrein over on Trainer Red's side. So, I mean, look, Sosa, do I even need to guess that you're going to assume that Escavalier is going to get banned on both sides?
No, because Atlantis was Season 3 meta. I remember it was pulled out for All-Stars last season, and they used that as like the field for it, and then they gave it to Factions, which was really cool. I actually think Quagsires and maybe Swampert or Wishcash might be banned on one of Inadequate's side. If you see, Mud Boys is just such a great asset here, and I think Inadequate has actually a really great strategy against a lot of what Atlantis is. Now, remember, Atlantis is a couple cycles back, so like people had to really dig up some stuff. But if you did really well in this cup and you knew what the secret was to it or how to play around it, it was definitely the Mud Boys, and it was definitely that fast pressure. But again, you've got the Walrein, you've got Venusaur there that can put these things into check. That's why it is there. That's why there is no grass on Inadequate's side. So my bans are going to be, I think the Venusaur gets banned on Trainer Reds, and I think an Escavalier gets banned on Inadequate's side.
Look, Don said it in chat as well. When you bring in 3 Mud Boys and a Jellicent and an Umbreon, there's nothing you can do but ban Venusaur. Like, there is no way that Venusaur is getting through. And I think Trainer Red knows that. So Trainer Red's got to be thinking, what do I do to deal with the Mud Boys now that my Venusaur is certainly gone? Galvantula doesn't do a great spot unless you want to like go really spicy and put Energy Ball on it. So you have to think, what do I need to ban?
Miss Anhoff.
Or Anhoff 5. Can I handle it without the Venusaur? And I'm kind of looking at this team, and it's actually really scary. So I'm thinking that Trainer Red might actually throw some bans towards some Mud Boys to try and weaken down that force that's going to be coming its way. But we'll bring the bans in, take a look at what we're seeing, and completely right on all counts. We're seeing 2 Mud Boys being taken out from there. We're seeing that Venusaur, Gonski, and also interestingly taking out the Dragalge. I guess we saw in that last battle, I mean, Dragon is just such an oppressive typing. It does damage to pretty much everything. So taking it out of there definitely does help Inadequate's out to be able to do a little bit more, I feel.
Man, oh man, those bans are so, like, he forced the Mud Boy bans. Adequates forced those Mud Boy bans, so he's got a game plan here. I think we're going to see double Spider, but if that happens, then Crustle will play. I really think, you know what? I'm going to say the odds of having Energy Ball on Galvantula over here are a lot higher than a 3-0. I would say that the odds of an Energy Ball in this situation, right? If you look at it, right, you've got Jellicent, you got Swampert, you're going to have to do it. You've got the rock throws, the smackdowns, which will put the bugs in check. Energy Ball still puts some good hurt onto that Umbreon too. So I feel like if he's spice enough, and I don't. So Trainer Red I've met back in the Indigo League, part of Thunderbird's team. Really strong battler, really great, top-notch battler. I don't think he's a spice player, so I don't expect to see the Energy Ball. But to answer everything would probably be like a Walrein Quagsire core if he doesn't put Energy Ball on that Galvantula.
Okay, well, there is only one way to find out now. The way this went, there is actually a rematch. So we're going to watch the first one as it played out. This game lagged out, so this game does not count, and then they're going to rematch. So we're going to watch both games, and then we're going to jump into games 2 and 3. So
do you want to analyze them? Be like, oh, okay, so we're going to lead with this. Okay, that's where they're headed.
We'll see how it goes. I'm not certain whether they play with the same teams or not. So I think it's same leads regardless in Factions rules. But regardless, we'll jump into this first battle that, again, was lagged out. So we'll jump in. Inadequates, again, we only have one view because Trainer Red's video was unfortunately uploaded too late for me to jam it in there. But regardless, seeing the swap out into Quagsire in the back, which is actually really good for Inadequates, because if you look at Inadequates' back line, Quagsire is actually the thing that was pretty scary. So even though Escavalier had a good time up there, just leave the double bugs to handle that Umbreon later on, and keep this Escavalier here where it is not as dangerous. Although I think you do have to shield the Stone Edges from the Quagsire because they would seriously hurt because of that bug typing.
Absolutely, and it looks like Quagsire is going to just keep throwing it out. Like the Mud Boys were so good in this cup that, yeah, they built up so much energy. Now, it was really interesting to get the Mega Horn off first, but it got the shield, and so now he can do the Drill Run, which would do just enough to take out the Quagsire here, unless he gets double shielded. Lieutenant Red will not double shield. Quagsire will go down. So Escavalier shows why it's wanting to be number one. Now we're going to see if Trainer Red's going to be throwing a Energy Ball or not. But as you see, Steve, it is double Spider in the back. There is a gameplay here of double Spider in the back, which is huge if he played Crustle. But he didn't play Crustle. He's got Galvantula, he's got Quagsire, and he's got Umbreon now. And Umbreon doesn't want to see that Escavalier again, which is still around. The discharge will go through. There goes the lunge. And is that Mega Horn on that Ariados?
Okay, that was the lag right there. So that was a Poison Sting and a Volt Switch going at the same time. And then Galvantula was able to get the charge move as well. So that's like...
Got it.
It should have been Poison Sting, charge move, while the Volt Switch was still going. Which, if that went ahead, that would have smashed into that Galvantula. Escavalier could have finished everything off. There's still this Umbreon that's around. So I'm assuming that Inadequates loses this one because of that play. I'm assuming. Still with Galvantula in the back, though. So it's still actually looking okay for Inadequates. Not the end of the world.
There's so much energy on this Umbreon.
Yeah, and there's energy on that Galvantula in the back as well. I'm not sure how much it has, so I think it might just be a case of Galvantula's going to be able to get another Volt Switch, and it's just going to be whether the other Galvantula is already at the charge move, I think. Not at the charge move, but the CMP goes in Trainer Red's favor. So if that Ariados play went correctly, I think that would have been Inadequates' game.
Got it.
So, yeah, that was lagged. So they did a rematch. We're going to watch the rematch now. So it's still 7-8. And I don't know if we're going to see same leads, same teams, whatever. So we're just going to have to jump into an
Should be same leads.
Yeah, same
Should
leads.
Be same leads,
whether
same
it's a different
lines.
back line or same back line, because the opponent does get to choose. Because we can't see Trainer Red's side, we'll only have to base it off of Inadequates, but we'll jump in and take a look. And that looks like the same line. Although Inadequates,
Same lead, same
maybe
line?
he was offered the potential to change lines and then decided to keep the same line. Hard to say, but regardless, we'll just have to figure it out on the fly. We've got that Escavalier into Umbreon and actually staying into Umbreon this time. Now that they know that the Quagsire is really good against Inadequates' back line and sort of puts Trainer Red at a bit of an advantage in that sense. Knowing that Quagsire is important to keep around. Interesting keeping the Umbreon in here. I guess it's still able to put on a big hurt, right?
Yeah. I mean, it absolutely is. You got the dark typing, you've got that bug typing, giving in the shields. Oh, tried to get it, but Inadequates understands the counting, understands how to get the energy, the most out of his Pokemon before he needs to throw, before his Pokemon says goodbye. There he goes again onto that second lunge. Will he get the shield this time, or will the Umbreon go bye-bye? Ariados is almost gone. Umbreon's going to go bye-bye. So the next Pokemon's going to come in and farm it up again. It should be... Oh, no, we didn't get a swap out. So there is no switch lock in on Trainer Red side. It is the Galvantula, and he does get the swap, and it's Gal versus Galv. In comes the first attack. Will it be the lunge? Should be the lunge. There's no more health on that on that Ariados. So this should be the lunge. Look at the damage. Look at the swap. And it is the Mud Boy.
Yeah.
So it's same teams here, sir.
Yeah. And
Inadequate
said in chat they wanted to keep same team so that Quagsire knew that it would have that advantage by not swapping that Umbreon out, which makes complete sense. It is a really unfortunate... Like, we just hate lag. If the game always worked properly, it would be really nice. But unfortunately, there's no rematch rules that would make everything work properly all the time, unfortunately. There's always cases where some person gets an advantage and some person gets a disadvantage. So a little bit unfortunate here, but regardless, Quagsire is going to be able to farm that Galvantula down. And at this point, it's going to be really strong against both. Brings in the Escavalier, but you pretty much have to shield here because Stonage is still going to really hurt. Does it one-hit KO? Or does it just bring it really low?
I think it brings it really low. I don't think it one-hit KOs. But, I mean, this is the beauty about Mud Boys is that they build up energy so quickly with Mud Shot that they are forcing shields. Bloop. Yeah, it doesn't KO. It just brings on some hurt. Brings us some hurt, my friend. Now you're going to get some drill runs. Was this a catch? Who knows? Who knows if this was a catch? Inadequates is throwing drill run. In comes the Galv, throwing another Volt Switch in there before another drill run comes out from Inadequates. Lieutenant Trainer Red is doing what he does, but it's wasting all of his shields now. One more Volt Switch, two more Volt Switch. The swap, not in time, thinking he was going to make the catch. Didn't happen. Volt switching down. Lieutenant Trainer Red taking the first matchup.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Inadequate. Oh, 89. Whoa, they've rocketed right ahead.
Two more.
But yeah, that's really unfortunate for Inadequates, and it really puts EU Emperors in a rough spot. The EU Emperors need to get 4 points out of the next 5 games. Is that right? Am I mathing correctly here?
Yeah, they need to win 4 out of the next 3.
Yeah, 5 games.
They need to win 4 out of 5.
Oh man, this is gonna be really
right.
Okay, so now we're going into, it's sort of like game 3, but it is game 2. The Inadequates are going in. Let's take a look. And we've got the shiny Swampert coming in here. Mudboy v Mudboy. We've got Escavalier and Galv in the back. I think Inadequates, again, pretty happy to keep Swampert in this matchup because, again, Quagsire does pretty well up against Inadequates' backline. So by keeping the Swampert here, would put on that pressure. That Hydro Cannon does a lot of damage, and it's spammier than that Quagsire is as well. So it's really able to put that pressure on. Inadequates actually burning the shield here.
Swampert is so dangerous against Trainer Red's team. It'll handle the Crustle. It'll handle the Galvantula. It'll handle this Quagsire, which is exactly what Inadequates wants to do. And he got the Escavalier onto the Umbreon, so he's feeling really good now. Like, that Swampert is such great pressure. If we saw a Crustle come out, Swampert's got it. If Galvantula's in the back, Swampert's got it. Keeping that Swampert healthy was the key play, because now you got fast moves and Mega Horn pressure. giving shields and putting the Umbreon into the damage where a Hydro Cannon could take it out, right? Like, this is such a great position for Inadequates to maybe get a point back for his team. Oh, good lordy. Escavalier is still alive, Steve. 1 HP, got a counter in there.
But it just means Umbreon got a snarl as well, which is not awesome for Inadequates, unfortunately. But regardless, that Umbreon has been brought pretty low now. Brings the Galvantula in, who is going to be able to tank one move of whatever it is from Umbreon here before getting a charge move of his own. I'm not sure how... I haven't been counting. I'm not sure if that Umbreon has enough to threaten for 2, or if this Galvantula is able to farm up a little bit more. Looks like Inadequates is pretty happy to be able to farm 1 more before her only lunge. And I think at this point, you just let Umbreon go.
Yeah. You've got a shield. You've got a worry about a Swampert in the back. And there it is. That is why Swampert is so dangerous, my friend, because whatever you've got to worry about with those bugs to counter it, Swampert is there to protect it. And it's so beautiful, and it's got 2 Hydro Cannons already, another Earthquake just in case you wanted to swap out. Like, Swampert is so deadly. Hopefully you all caught a good one, a good PvP one for every league during this Swampert Community Day Classic last weekend, because good golly, my friend.
Look, this would have been a really nice time for a Galvantula to have Energy Ball. But regardless...
Right? This is what I'm talking about. Like, if you read the meta... Is that on an Earthquake?
Was that an attempted swap?
But that's Quagsire, right?
That is Quagsire. So this is going to take Quagsire out. Galvantula's going to come back in. I think Galvantula's trying to get enough energy for a move, but yeah, Silph's still going to take it out. And I think Inadequates has taken this one.
Swampy Swamper, baby. That's Swamper lead. So deadly. So deadly. Now, what do you answer with that? How do you answer that, Steve? An Energy Ball Galvantula. That is really the only thing you could do that really puts any pressure onto that Swampert. Unless you can build up the energy for Drill Run, which you don't want to see Hydro Cannons on Escavalier, or Earthquake, which you really don't want to see Hydro Cannons or Earthquake on Quagsire. So there is a lot of pressure on Trainer Red that has to work around this Swampert and try to figure out how to get these soft losses into soft wins without losing so much health on that Pokemon that's going to be still alive after Swampert has terrorized everybody.
Yeah, I think you've actually hit the nail on the head here. That Swampert seems like the absolute powerhouse threat, especially with the way that the bans have gone. Like, you could bring in something like a Walrein that could handle it a little bit better, but you've still got Galvantula, you've still got Escavalier over on Inadequates' side that haven't been banned. Walrein would be a little bit nicer if maybe the Whisk wasn't banned, for example, but this is the way that the ban game sort of goes, and it really does put Swampert in a very strong position. So I would be very surprised if we did not see Inadequates using a Swampert again going into this game, because again, we're up to 8-9, which means that we're going to go into the last matchup regardless of how this goes. It is getting incredibly tight. If Infinity Go wins this one, it goes to 10-8, and they will only need 1 game in the Vanny versus Throw Tactical matchup in the back. If EU Emperors wins, it puts us at a 9-9 tie. Either way, the hype is real. Get those. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. Has been a while since I said that. But this is getting seriously tight, and I'm looking forward to these battles. But we've got one more battle between Inadequates and a Lieutenant Trainer Red to go. So let's see what they decide to use.
Swap lead, Ariados. Send Ariados into the Umbreon. Immediate swaps. Ariados is running double bug. So it's going to go and throw Lunge or Mega Horn. I like that, having Mega Horn. Has it revealed the Mega Horn? I don't know if it revealed the Mega Horn on the Ariados, but if it does go through,
it
go through?
How do you guess that?
Shield. I don't know, Steve. I've never had to guess that before. Now, see, Energy Ball would be ideal right here. And this is why I say Energy Ball would have been great here, because they're going to lead their Swampert into this Galvantula thinking they're in a good matchup. They would never expect a Energy Ball to come through, and that's where you would clap them right there. But Swampert's out. Forget everything we just said about how dangerous Swampert is. Inadequate doesn't care about Swampert.
Galvantula is a Swampert counter confirmed. Ariados coming back in, farming up some extra energy, gonna burn the shield on Galvantula here, gonna bring it down to 1 shield apiece. It is the lunge there. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if Ariados did not have Mega Horn, you would have just thrown like earlier. You wouldn't have farmed up extra. So it actually makes sense how they knew that it was going to be that Mega Horn. It could have been a bait, but yeah, why they had
Could have been
Mega
a
Horn.
bait, right?
But regardless, Quagsire coming in now, going to go for this lunge just to bring its attack down a little bit, which should make it a little bit of a...
timer up, Steve?
I'm not sure. It is up. So goes the lunge, brings the Escavalier in. Now the Stone Edge is going to do less damage to the Escavalier, so it can actually survive a little bit better. Is going to be a little bit better in this matchup. Doesn't have to shield, but does want to keep Escavalier healthy here. Is probably going to be the important mon for the back line as well. So do you throw a drill run to try and get a shield?
I think you do. I mean, it's in drill run area. You've got enough. You can build up for a second one. We know that Stone Edge won't take it out. Earthquake will put it in the deep red. And that's what it looks like Stone Edge. Oh, they're trying to do, but they make the swap into the Umbreon. And sir, my friend, you don't want to see a Scavalier at all with no shield. Because that thing has a Mega Horn, and it is blowing a tune that's calling for all of Gondor to come out and wipe out this Umbreon. And he's got enough to get out the drill run too.
Just for good measure and adequacy, going for the really perfect move timing there, knowing his counts going, I need to get this many counters so that I line up really nice with the foul plays. Here comes the Quagsire as well. This is going to take Ariados out. And then either way, if Trainer Red didn't go for the charge move, then Ariados would have been able to take it out. Going for the Stone Edge now means that going to be able to come in and get that drill run to take it out. So really, really cleanly played from Inadequance there. And that ties us up to 9-9. Once again, this is exactly how it happened in the actual battles. It has brought us down to one final matchup. And I think that this is one of the most hyped matchups that people have seriously been looking forward to. And that is Tho Tactical up against Varney for the finals of the factions quarterfinals here.
I need my brown paper bag. I need a breathing apparatus. This is gonna get nuts.
This is
gonna get crazy. Okay.
Paper bag in tow.
Hold on. I got my breathing bag in here. We know that catches are gonna be had. We know that outplays are gonna be done. We've seen it all day, but oh my goodness. Tho versus Bonnie, Tho versus two legends, Tho versus Bonnie Steve, and it's Comet, and it's Ultra League. Is it Ultra League?
This is Great League Comet.
Great League Comet.
Right now, Varney is number 2 in the world, like on the Silph Arena leaderboards. Varney is an incredible battler. He's been putting out great performances the whole way through Silph. Third Tactical hasn't been involved in Silph as so much this season, outside of factions, but a couple of seasons ago, he was number 5 in the world, one of the only legend-ranked battlers in the Silph Arena in the world. Seriously, these are two amazing battlers, and these are going to be some amazing battles, I'm sure. But before the battles actually come through...
It's just, first up, not only are they great battlers, they're playing Mew, so we get to play with the Mew set. One's got Marowak, the other's got Frostlass, like Macargo and Mandibuzz. So it literally looks like same lineup, countering each other. Same lineup, same Pokemon, same. Like the two counters of each other, like counter each other hard. But oh my goodness, Steve. I'm so excited. Each of these play on each other's, on the battlers' performances. So what are we thinking of? Please, if the two counters get banned, I'm going to be so happy.
So we get identical 6s. Okay, to be honest, I'm really hoping that Mew gets banned on both sides, just because I hate the mind games of Mew. It burns my brain having to think about all of the different moves that could be coming out. It is so hard to play against. It is so hard to strategize against, especially when you're in this factions format where you are able to build your moveset, if you will, based on your opponent's team. So you can literally build it as good as possible. So I mean, look, let's
you can even put a fighting move on. You can put a fighting move on Mew and put a hard wall onto that Obstagoon they think is the counter for it, right? Oh, swapped in my Obstagoon against your Mew, and you're like, oh, okay, brick break, haha.
It's please.
So you want the Mew bans? All right, let's see them.
Please ban
Let's
Mews.
see them.
There's no Mew bans.
No Mew bans.
Oh my god! And it's one step worse. They've both banned Obstagoon, which makes their Mews even safer in this meta. I have a feeling we're going to see some Mew action coming out here. So.
Absolutely, but I think maybe Vonnie might give us all what we want and give us a little bit of a Charm Alolan Ninetales. It feels like Charm Alolan Ninetales might have a lot of better players, especially if you get against that Magcargo that got through. On the technical side, if you have the Charm, you're not going to get very much damage on it with Powder Snow, but you can at least chunk it down and at least put on some pressure to it. And also against that Mewtwo, that Charm there. So I like the Charm on the Ninetales. I don't think it's going to have it, but I mean, each of these players have Pokemon that you can, it's like, could it be a Confusion Cresselia? It could. What Mew's going to have? We don't know. Incinerate or Rock Throw Magcargo? Maybe. Snarl or Air Slash on Mandibuzz? You're going to have to find out. Like, so many great ways that these battlers can build their teams and give themselves the coverage that they want with, I mean, the beauty about this comment was that you can figure out what you're weak to and then just build the Mew to slot it in right into your turn, like right into your lineup. So yeah, I think you were right that they both should have banned Mew so that they didn't have such a great piece to fall in onto their team. But that being not happening,
sorry,
Steve,
chat. We've got the spammer back. Hang on. Timeout time.
Spammer back.
Got him, chat.
Steve's got a spammer. Steve's gonna ban.
Sorry
all right,
for that.
So if there's not enough hype in the chat, we need to see it. We need to, Steve, I want to know if like everybody's getting hype. Is there hype being chatted? Are there emotes blasting? Like, this is two legendaries battling it out to advance to the semifinals of the Factions World Championship. This is huge. This is absolutely what we've all been looking for and wanting to see since season 2 of Pokemon Go battling. And it's been built up all day as probably coming down to these two as the hypest matchup of the tournament. Everybody on their team has showed up, whether they had lost by 1 point or got their won by 2 or got their team 1 point. Everybody on these teams showed up and gave us what we wanted to see. And Steve, it's down to a matchup that the world has been like licking their chops to watch.
Okay, and chat, yes, your prayers have been answered. We are back to both sides footage. We've got the dual perspective for this matchup. It is going to be pure hype. And as Avanav actually corrected in the chat, technically Vonnie should be number 1 in chat because they're one weighted behind. I think it's Rise to Occasion who's at number 1 now because he's got a weighted Nemesis Cup in already. So Vonnie is technically like the reigning number 1 in the world, taking on one of the first legends in the world from Protector. So let's jump into this first battle. Whoever gets 2 points wins it for their team in this matchup. Let's jump into it, Sosa. And oh my gosh, the Mew's coming straight out.
It's a shiny Mewtwo! Yay!
We didn't quite get to see the moveset though, so we've swapped into Mandibuzz versus Frostlass. This is a really interesting matchup, Sosa, because you're doing super effective damage both ways. Frostlass putting that big avalanche hurt on, whereas Mandibuzz is able to get those foul plays or dark pulses off. I think it was a foul play based on the energy. Yeah, similar to Aerial Ace.
He's
so
got
the foul play.
Two foul plays ready to go, which I've seen these Mandibuzzes or somebody's rocking Dark Pulse like crazy. I'm like, oh, that's really smart because it's just an extra bit of chunk damage from that Dark Pulse. But the foul play goes through. The second foul play won't get shielded. The Snarls are doing what they want. And actually, for a hard counter, if you've got to see a Frostlass and you can still put this much pressure as a Mandibuzz, that's so brilliant. It's so good. It keeps you so safe. You don't feel like you're going to lose your Mandibuzz so hard. And you can still weaken your opponent by either taking out this Pokemon and using the energy for the next move or getting the second shield off of that. So now we got that Diggersby.
Look at that Diggersby moveset. That Diggersby is not running Earthquake. It is running Fire Punch, Hyper Beam. So it actually has a big nuke move that it can throw. If not against this Mandibuzz, a little later
tapping it too.
We've charged up to the Hyper Beam. Haven't thrown it yet.
There it is.
Is that a tap? He's going for the Hyper Beam, and there's no shields left over, which means this is landing. It is hashtag Get Beamed coming out.
Get beamed!
My gosh.
Mandibuzz survives!
is too tanky.
Has two foul plays ready to go, which will chunk this Diggersby into the deep red or into the red. Now, Diggersby is the Spotlight Hour Pokemon for today. So if you're watching these and love the Diggersby, go out and build yourself one. It is so thick. It is so tanky. And you can get the Hyper Beam. It's got Mud Shots. It's got Fire Punches. Will he get it before that? Oh, before the foul play goes through, the Fire Punch is in. Steve, there's so much energy on this Diggersby. It is so sad for whatever comes up in the back.
Oh, but it's a Vigoroth.
Oh,
we're going to see another Hyper Beam. It is another
no shield.
Oh my gosh.
Again, we talked about so much energy on this Diggersby. Mud Shot generating energy so fast. In comes the first Hyper Beam. Doesn't KO the Vigoroth. I've never seen a Hyper Beam land on a Vigoroth before. So thank you, though, Technical, for letting us see that. We're going to get the first Body Slam onto the Cresselia. And Cresselia so thick. It's the Mew against Cresselia, and I believe this is what they wanted. It's Rock Slide Surf. No, it's Wild Charge Surf on this Mew. So typical Mew move sets. Building up tons of energy on the Mew. Gonna see the first Moonblast unshielded, and probably will try to just throw double Surf here because he's not gonna get to a second Wild Charge before another Moonblast.
Yeah.
Will he get the shield?
Going to try and get a shield.
Though Technical's big brain here. Those Technical big. Oh, if Though Technical didn't call that shield, that would be huge. But gets the shield. Now you get the Wild Charge, Steve. This will debuff the Mew. Does this take out Cresselia?
I think that Cresselia actually barely hangs on here. It's a really, really tanky Pokemon. Farming up to almost 2 Grass Knots here. Throwing the first one. This is going to take out the Mew, I think. And then it's just going to be a little bit of a race to the charge move. Oh, actually, we've kept Mew alive. Oh, no, we haven't. We haven't. So Vigoroth comes in. We're going to get to a Grass Knot before Vigoroth can get to a Body Slam. And this is going to take out Vigoroth to get the first win on the board for the EU Emperors, putting it up to 10-9. Though Technical needs to win one more game to take out this entire quarterfinals. This is getting really tight, Sosa.
Steve, the EU Emperors have been down since Battle 2. They've been fighting back and clawing back and staying in this. And in the final matchup, the first battle, Though Technical takes it. Just go. Let's just do it, buddy.
Battle 2,
Who
baby.
cares about our
Battle
analysis?
2. Mew versus Vigoroth.
Battle 2. Right? The Mew versus Vigoroth. This is great. Body Slams will do a little bit to Mew, but I think Vonnie understands what his Pokemon is. I'm not doubting that he could know what his charge move is. That's the difference between some of these top tier battlers, is that they know what a Body Slam can do and what their Pokemon can take, because they probably play with it tons and tons of times. In comes the Wild Charge. He can swap out and get rid of that debuff immediately, which he does, and brings in the Mandibuzz onto the Magcargo. Now, this isn't a Rock Throw Magcargo. This is Incinerate Magcargo. And I actually think Incinerate Magcargo is kind of weaker here in this situation, because unless this is Rock Slide on that Magcargo, Rock Tomb's not going to take out Mandibuzz as much as it wants to.
No, but it is going to give a little bit of a debuff to that Mandibuzz, which could certainly help it out in this matchup. And I think Incinerate does charge up energy faster than Rock Throw, I think. I could be wrong on that. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But we're going to be able to get to another Rock Tomb.
Oh, absolutely.
Eat this foul play. But Magcargo can tank it, and then one more Incinerate, and then another Rock Tomb would be enough to take Mandibuzz out. So I think it's going to be a question of whether Vonnie wants to shield. Oh, no, I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if there was lag, if there was an overtap, if what happened. Maybe it was just a mutual freeze. But regardless,
it looks like it was just a mutual process of the game. Magcargo still lives.
Oh, no. Tho is just not going for the move.
Still going through. In comes the Rock Tomb. Now, this will KO the Mandibuzz. This is already debuffed Mandibuzz. The Incinerates did enough job that Mandibuzz could take it out. And now Mew could come back, or Vigoroth could come in and get an extra energy. Now, Vonnie's got energy on the Mew. He's got energy on the Vigoroth. It is the Cresselia. Oh, Steve, this is going to be real tough, man. They both have 2 shields. What's Vonnie going to do?
Yeah, I mean, look, you can put out a lot of spam from this Vigoroth, but Cresselia is such a tanky Pokemon. It's a really rough one to have to be up against. And I think there's going to be a little bit of baiting games here with like Cresselia going for potentially the Grass Knot to try and get shields. Maybe going to try and get, or maybe you just go for the Grass Knot, like pure Grass Knots, get as much spam as possible onto both Pokemon, knowing that there is potential for a potential catch. You know, Vonnie still has that Mew. Tho still has that Vigoroth. They're both just hanging in the back, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a catch come out at some point. We've burned both shields off of Varney here, and Tho doesn't really need to shield these body slams, so I think this puts Tho in a really strong position. Plus, still has that Vigoroth in the back that you could decide to swap into, potentially. Maybe throw this Grass Knot, then swap. Because,
I think so. I think that's what we're looking at here. A potential swap with the Mew. Nope, we're going to throw the Body Slam.
Oh.
Though Technical still got 2 shields and not going to use them. Going to let the Body Slam go through. Boop. Not going to KO Cresselia.
Oh, has a Body Slam
still alive.
Up. Oh, okay. This is GG's. Though Tactical has this. This Body Slam is going to do a ton of damage to this other Vigoroth. That Mew in the back only has Shadow Claw pressure. He still has 2 shields. Though is going to be able to burn 1 shield here. 1 more counter. That's going to take out Varney's Vigoroth. And then it's only going to need to get to 1 more Body Slam to take this Mew out. He's going to be resisting the Shadow Claws. Has a shield for this Surf. Is almost just 1 or 2 counters away from that Body Slam. And that Body Slam is all that is going to be needed to take this Mew out. Take this tournament out for the EU Emperors to move ahead into the semi-finals. Here's that Body Slam, and it is going to take this shiny Mew out, taking out the rightful number 1 in the world, Varney, and defeating Infinity Go White from this tournament. 1 extra cannon to finish that off in the back, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is 11-9 to the EU Emperors. Wow, Sosa. Incredible stuff.
Incredible. What a great play. Varney, I mean, even when he was in the swapping on the counter, still had play and energy, tried to make extra moves happen. It was so good by both of these battlers. The bans were where it was at, banning the Obstagoons, banning the Alolan Marowak, right? That means the Frostlass had more comfortability to play there. Man, oh man, Steve, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant energy by both of the battlers, understanding what their Pokemon can take and knowing what at the end, I mean, Hyper Beam on Diggersby. So good.
Landed 2.
So good.
Landed 2.
Got 2 off. I've never seen 1 get turned off in a battle. Got to get 2 off in a battle.
And land.
Well done by both of them.
But look, I think we'd be wrong to not show this last battle between 2 absolute titans. Who doesn't want to see these guys come out for the third? Infinity Go White, you know that they want to close this off with an 11-10. Close this out as tight as they possibly can. So let's just jump straight into it, Sosa. Jump into the Ice v Ice. We have the Charm Tails
Charm
coming out against that Frostlass. Swap into the Vigoroth. Vigoroth is doing pretty decent against Charm. Again, doesn't have the fighting typing, so not as bad. Going to get this Body Slam spam off that really does hurt Ninetales because it is not the tankiest Pokemon. So it brings it down into the yellow and then just going to throw these Weather Balls. But man, this I'm still riding the high.
On the full W, we're getting Weather Balls off. I'm loving the Charm. I'm seeing it. The Weather Ball is going to get the shield. Now he'll make the swap into his Cresselia. Varney bringing his Cresselia out finally. We didn't see it in the battles at all, but we've seen it here, thinking that the Mew was going to be the way to do it. You're going to get the Body Slam onto this thick boy Cresselia, but it's just going to farm this Vigoroth down, it seems like. Get up to about 2.5 bodies of Grass Knots and then start throwing damage, depending on whether or not Vigoroth wants to stay in the matchup. It is a Diggersby in the back, too. We might see another Hyper Beam, Steve. Hey-o.
Get those hashtag beams called out, chatters. And okay, haha's coming in, letting us know that Lemon would have taken care of pretty much both teams entirely if you didn't have those kids to take care of. And you are absolutely correct. But regardless,
newly
coming out.
And congratulations to Lemon Lime for being newly dad here. Another LA battler on the Infinity Go White, but had to take an alternate, and that's where we saw, I think it was not Guido. Who fought Guido? Benja, I think, stepped in for Lemon Lime and gave a great performance. So all in all, this is a beautiful, great team. I mean, well-rounded. If you have to sub in Lemon Lime and your guys still getting W's, those substitutes are really good. Great alternates, great team all around. It's unfortunate. What's up?
He just landed a Hyper Beam on a Cresselia when he did not have to. He didn't need to do that. Tho is just like, we've won, we got 11, let's go, and just is going for that BM hype beam just for the show.
Just for show, giving the audience a little more splash for you. He knows it. He knows, him and Vonnie are probably battling each other numerous amounts of times, having great laughs now that the battles are over, just having chuckles and stuff. Having fun here. We've got weather balls. I mean, Charm Ninetales. Did you see it coming? I did.
I think
one shield on Vonnie.
Yeah, Tho's just let this go. He knows that the game is over. And Vonnie closing this out.
We'll get to see
11-10 after 2 clicks. There we go. What a set.
Woo! Okay. Okay, we're good. Whoa, we breathed. It wasn't as intense. It wasn't catching up like crazy as I thought it was going to be in this last matchup. But at the end of it all, those two battlers definitely showed us why they were top 2. Congratulations to the EU Emperors who stuck around, Steve. Stuck around to the last 2 battles were fought and won it. It wasn't like they lost 2-0 and just gave up, then give the third matchup. They kept clawing their way back and took it in the end. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Yeah.
We'll bring up that graphic of the other streams as well. So we've got the oh, hang on. Have we lost Sosa? Someone said Sosa muted himself.
I'm here.
Okay, no.
I'm not muted. I just stopped talking so you could give all the promos. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. It is entirely possible that I might have turned audio off there, and I think a bunch of people in chat left because they thought it was the end of the stream. My bad.
Steve, hit those mute buttons, ladies and gentlemen.
But regardless, there are 2 more streams. One coming up, I think in about 12 hours. So not a great time for the US, but getting one for the APAC is in with that one last APAC faction that is in the World Championships. And then also Magnus PvP versus Infinity Go Black, the counterpart to Infinity Go White, will be playing tomorrow, 7 p.m. ET, 11 p.m. UTC as well. And of course, you can go to the Go Stadium Twitch channel and check out the VOD for the Canadian Shield on versus Rigoroso Gaming. But with that Sosa, I mean, this has just been absolutely incredible. Like, it's been so much fun. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here, of course, and just both teams played so well.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on, Steve. I'm so glad I got to cast this matchup. These were so great battles left and right. And if you look at it, the winner of Magnus versus Infinity Go Black will play EU Emperors. They're waiting for a second Infinity Go or Magnus PvP in this matchup. So if Infinity Go Black take it tomorrow, then they will be seeing double Infinity. EU Empires will be facing basically all of Latin America to make it to the finals. This is how it could work out for EU Emperors. But if Magnus PvP can make it out, then they'll advance as well. So go check out those matchups on PvP GBL, as well as tomorrow in 12 hours, you get
Dr. Trotter.
Dr. Trotter.
For those that happen to, if you're in the United States, are waking up very early for that stream. I mean, look, in fairness, I woke up for this stream at like 3:30. So, I mean,
dude, you're a legend.
Maybe it's maybe it's a bit of a trade. It's like, hey, I wake up early this time. You guys wake up early that time. Bada bing, bada bing.
I can stay up for 12 hours. If you guys see me in chat, I'll be happy to go watch Dr. Trotter and support him. These have been amazing battles. Why wouldn't you want to see Chicago Stars versus Ojamajo Puremi? So nailed it. I got it, Steve. I knew I'd get it.
All the awards to you. But seriously, thank you to everyone in chat for coming out because it has been an absolute blast. Thank you to both the EU Emperors and Infinity Go White for uploading all of your footage so we could put on this show today. It was definitely a lot of fun. And best of luck to the EU Emperors as they go into the semifinals against another Latin America team, regardless of who it may be, whether it is Infinity Go Black or Magnus PvP. We'll just have to find out tomorrow on PvP's stream. So with that said, thank you all so much for watching. Of course, SosaFlo. Go subscribe. TeamRocket Academy link should be in the description already. Go over there. There's no rating. Actually, there might be. Okay, no, there isn't a rating function yet on YouTube. They are building it at the moment, so it should come out soon. But regardless, because there isn't a raid feature, we're sending the raid to go watch TeamRocket Academy's channel over there. More Silph content. Go subscribe. Almost pushed after that 1,000 subscriber mark, so definitely.
We're so close.
So close. But yeah.
We're so close to 1,000, Steve. We're almost there to 1,000. We're so close.
Let's do a chat. Give him that last push to 1,000 subs for the Silph content hype. But with all of that said, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, especially that subscribe one, and we will see you in the next one.